Hey Vivian, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Oh yes, oh yeah. Thank you. Annie. Okay, and let's get the going. Hello, people. Hello, Vivian. Oh, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Get off. Starting soon. Yes, Callie. I gave you food. Mama stole part of your food, but I did give you food. But they get the fancy cat food things that only allow one cat to eat from it at a time with the fancy collar things. They'd be expensive. I'm good. No, you come after my food. Okay. Well, I'm Adrian Theron, and my cat is attacking my desk. She was being good until I sat down. She's being cute. Still good. Because she is always a good kitty. You know. I'm like, I love you. I love you, kitty. For the love of God. So. Okay. See. Behaves. Probably won't behave. Maybe eventually she'll calm down and she'll go park herself on my PC tower. She does like to hang out there. So I'm Adrian Theron, and it is Wednesday night. And it's story time, which I like story games. So really most games I play are heavily story focused anyway. Even the MMOs. MMOs do have good story. Vivian said she's going to play Guild Wars 2 with me and Fisher. Totally. Me and Chicky might bully her into it. And, yeah, so it's story. It's Otome time. Adjust my camera a little bit because it seems to be a little bit off. But Saintess of the Golden Bow is an Otome game. It was made by Transparent Games, and they actually reached out and they had a demo back in like September, August-September timeframe, and I played it then, and they've updated the demo significantly a couple weeks ago for Steam Next Fest, and then they updated it again because they just released the game onto Kickstarter. So they have a pretty reasonable goal to hit. They're already half funded, and the Kickstarter dropped at like today for them. I think they're in another country. It was like they dropped around like 10-11 p.m. for me last night. Dragon Fairy, here's a daily dose of glitter. Have a glitterful stream. Oh, I appreciate it, sweetie. I hope you have a glitterful day or a glitterful night. Yeah, it's 6 p.m. for me. This is nighttime. The Transparent Games updated their demo even more in response to their Kickstarter. You know what? I should actually link their Kickstarter. Let me bring it up. So I did go ahead and back it because, you know, I like them. Like, why not? And so they're already they're more than halfway. So their goal is like $11,000 to get funded. And it's only been up for like not even 24 hours, and they're already at like 6.3 thousand. So they do have some goals. I'm trying to find on the Kickstarter where the goals are. Up. Scroll. Fuck, where is this? So they have some DLC. They have some community goals, stretch goals. Okay. So fully funded at about like $10,000, $11,000. And wait a minute, where are the stretch goals? I don't see stretch goals. I don't see. I think it's the DLC for George and the after stories, but I don't see actually what is the number for those. Okay, whatever. Let me go ahead and pin it. Richard Ren, hey Ren, how you doing? Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it, and I hope you're having a great night. How have you been? Oh, I mean, you're looking, so you don't have to respond. But let me go ahead and link the Kickstarter for this game. Oh my gosh, Callie. Callie, you are so loud. My kitty back there, and she's like, I want attention. I'm like, you've been having attention. I'm doing all right, just chilling. Been busy working, but gaming. Yeah, I've been seeing you talking about that on Twitter. You've been a busy, busy bee, sir. Gotta take that break somewhat. But I mean, at least you're getting games, so it's not like all work, right? So, um, I have been getting to kind of relax. I, Callie, come on, girl, I gave you wet food. I gave you good food. Come on. Um, I love my kitties. I got my kitties in January. Actually, I think yesterday or today marks the 3 months of me having my two kitties that I got. I got a mama cat and I got her one of her kittens. That's not really a kitten anymore. The mama cat is like 2 and the baby cat is like 1. So that's awesome. Yeah. I'm excited though. So at the beginning of this year, my contract ended. I didn't have a job again. Kind of similar situation to how it was at the start of last year. So I went ahead and got the kitties because they were cute. The baby kitty is a calico. The mama kitty is a van coat calico. So she's white all over and then has the calico print on her tail and a couple of spots on her head. So they're both real cute and they cuddle. Sometimes the mama cat kind of bullies the baby cat though. Um, the mama cat's definitely stealing food from the baby when I put out wet food. So I'm going to buy expensive cat feeders. Deal with that. But since I didn't have a job, I'm like, now's as good as time as any to go get the two kitties because I'm home. And it just so happened my sister knew of a foster that had them and they were bonded. And I'm like, oh, and they're young. So I love them. I keep being like, you are so wonderful little kitties. Though one of them, the little one, is very vocal. She's never quiet. I'm like, I had them, I took them to the vet shortly after I got them, so I'm pretty sure there's nothing wrong. They didn't see anything. I think she just wants attention, but she wants attention all the time. And she's like, hey, pet me. Oh, mama. The mama cat just kind of like bit me. She's putting her head where she usually does for a pet, and then she went nom. Cat kitty. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go wash my hand. Okay, you're back. Welcome back, Viv. I am back too. The mama cat nipped me, so I had to go wash my hand. I don't know why she nipped me. She was poking me like she wanted pets, and then she was like, bite. I was like, okay, no pets. That's fine. Um, but yeah, so I have a job, and I'll be starting it on the 31st, which is cool. I get to have insurance, so I can get off my husband's insurance. That's going to save us a crazy amount of money every year, because his insurance is really shit when you add a spouse to it. Woo! Yeah, woo, I got money. Got money to spend irresponsibly. Which is why I was able to kickstart this game. Saintess of the Golden Bow. Though I am sad. I think it's not projected to come out till 2027. I think is what they had on their website. I was kind of like, damn. Where was the timeline? Oh no. I don't know where it bees. But how it's going. Hell yeah. Oh boo. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's my only problem with Kickstarter is you have to wait, and it's kind of hard to be like, oh, I want to support a game, but I'm going to wait a couple years for it to come out, because I kickstarted several visual novels last year, and pretty much all of them are like next year. The only one who is usually has short time frames is Nochi Studios. So they did the one where you romance mannequins. They did the one that I played recently that you romance fairies, and they also launched a Kickstarter today for their Moon Dust Masquerade, which was the Cinderella fairy one I was talking about. And they usually kickstart and then their games come out like 6 months later. So I've kickstarted a couple of theirs. So I kickstarted that one too. But I think they've had issues with redeeming keys, so they're not including games in their Kickstarter anymore. So I'm kind of curious how well the Moon Dust Masquerade is going to do. I went ahead and kickstarted to get like a sticker sheet support, but that game will come out like in all of 2025. And I think the only reason they're able to do that is they get their games a little bit more finished before they go to Kickstarter. Their games are also on the shorter side, but their games are also on the cheaper side. So it's kind of like, you know, it works out. But I kind of have mixed. I like Kickstarting games, but there's several games I've kickstarted in the past that never came to fruition. Like, for example, and this one did eventually come to fruition, but there was this one, and it was like Velvet Bite. It had a different name. It kickstarted it like in 2018, and then it died. And then another studio recently picked it up, and they're selling it. And they gave a key to all the Kickstarter people, which was nice. So I got the game for like $20 from kickstarting it. And they're selling it full price is like $40. And that one is like $40, and it's like what I'm seeing for people say is like 10 hours of gameplay. So I'm planning to play that one soon to see if it's really that short. I'm like, if it's that short, then being $40 is kind of problematic. But it's dinner time for me, so I'm eating dinner. I had to take my mom to Costco today, because I have family coming in as a kind of last minute surprise, I guess, on Friday. Like, they went to Disney, and on the way back, they're staying at my parents. So we're going to have a dinner on Friday night. And I needed to take my mom to Costco to get some stuff for them for breakfast, and that turned into a whole ordeal. And, but at Costco, they have these nice like dinner dish things you can get, which is why I like Costco. But they had poke. So they had an ahi tuna in a sauce, and then another, I think, albacore tuna in a different sauce. So I grabbed those for dinner. So I'm eating poke. The only downside is it's not full poke. Like, it didn't come with rice or any of the other toppings. So it's just meat. I'm too lazy to cook the other toppings, so I don't have anything else with it other than shrimp. So, very protein heavy. I keep looking over because my cats are just chilling, and then they play fight. And then sometimes they actually fight. I kind of gotta keep an eye on them a little bit. Sometimes the mama starts to bully the baby a little bit. The mama's like, I grew up on the streets, and gets a little bit too rough sometimes. But then they go back to licking each other. I'm like, I'm sure you guys are fine. Oh. But yeah. As far as Kickstarter goes, I usually lean more towards Kickstarter and visual novels. I will occasionally Kickstart other games. Like, went ahead and Kickstarted My Time at Evershine, because it just looked so damn good for our farming sim. So I'm really excited about that. And then there's this other one called like Taylor Tales that I kickstarted. Hope that one's good. But both of those games, I have no idea when they're coming out. Not anytime soon. It's kind of like the downside to Kickstarter. Sometimes you get cool things from it, but then also sometimes you have to wait a really long time. And it's like, like, could I better use my money on this somewhere else? Potentially. And then there's another Otome Kickstarter coming in April, which is very soon. And it is the Snow-Kissed Romance, which is like the 90s Shoujo vibe one. They tried to kickstart it in January. It was not successful. So they're revamping the Kickstarter. They're launching it again in April. I'm hoping to make some changes to how they present it and maybe what the rewards are in order to get it. Because they had a very high... to fund the game, they had a very high amount of money that is needed to fund like all the art and the voice acting and the stuff they're doing with it. So I'm gonna be in a better financial position since I have a job now to where I can kickstart that one too. I just hope they kind of maybe tailor their expectations a little bit better, or potentially, I don't know, make the rewards maybe a little bit more appealing. I think it was pretty expensive to get a key for a game in the Kickstarter, so we'll see how that one goes. And I'm also planning to play that demo probably in April to see how it is. I saw that people liked it, but at the end of the day, people kind of view Kickstarter and they want to be able to get the game cheaper than they would on release. In general, kind of want a cheaper price just because it's like, am I going to lose my money because you don't actually ever finish the game? Like, Kickstarter is always a risk. So, we'll see. I'm hopeful to do well. It maybe, I don't know if it's a social media presence issue or if it's my social media presence issue, because I didn't end up hearing about the game till pretty close to the Kickstarter. And January was kind of rough because you're coming off the holidays, and they also had like Insomnia J release in January, and then Hakare was coming out in February. So, but like I didn't hear about their Kickstarter till like it pretty much started, which is kind of a little bit too late. Like, whereas like this game, I've been seeing people talk about it leading well up to the Kickstarter. So I'm pretty sure Saintess of the Golden Bow is going to get fully funded. It's at $6,000 out of $11,000 needed, and it's been 24 hours. So if it doesn't get funded, I'll be terribly disappointed and very surprised. Because typically if a Kickstarter hits like a good chunk of it's funded in the first day, then it's probably going to actually go and get full funded. So, but yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to eat my food a little bit. Okay, so probably demo in like August timeframe. I wanted to replay it since it's been so long. And so we were Celine in New York. We're a office worker. We really like webtoons, and we were crossing the street and we got killed by truck gun. And then we woke up and we were in the body of Celeste, who's the main character. She has purple hair. You probably appreciate the purple hair, Viv. I like purple hair. I prefer pink hair, but I can appreciate purple hair. So you wake up with Celeste, and you wake up right before Celeste in the story is supposed to die in like 5 minutes. And instead of Celeste dying, you actually survive because you're like, no, I'm not going to die again. That seems silly. Excuse me. So you have woke up as Celeste in one of your favorite webtoons when you were Celine in the modern world. And so you woke up as Celeste in your favorite webtoon, And this webtoon just happens to be Saint of the Golden Bow, and it's actually a BL webtoon. So my assumption is every character is essentially bi in this game for the most part. Maybe not the female character. I don't think there's any female routes in here. I think all the routes are guys, but I'm pretty sure all the routes are guys from what I saw in the Kickstarter. So, there's Noah the Crown Prince. There's Elijah, who is your knight. He is on the screen. Wait, no, I got that wrong. Elijah is the high priest. Levi is the knight who's on the screen. And then the fourth route is George, and he is a Northern Duke. So we have not met George yet. We have met everyone else, though. Levi, Noah, and Elijah are all routes that will come in the base game. George will be a DLC route. Which I'm like, cool, that's fine, it's whatever. And they're also planned to have like an after story DLC. I think they have to reach a certain goal to fund those, but I didn't see where the stretch goal was on the Kickstarter, so it's whatever. But so we woke up with Celeste. We did not die like normally we would die. Originally in the BL webtoon, Levi becomes the Saint of the Golden Bow, and then Noah and Elijah are like his romance options in the story. So you've kind of messed things up because Levi is no longer the Saint. He is your knight. He is in love with you. He has protected you forever, and he's very blatantly in love with you. So you can't fall in love with Noah or Elijah because he's in love with you still because you didn't die. So you've destroyed the story. And instead of Levi becoming the Saint, you became the Saintess of the Golden Bow. And now you have to go defeat the Demon Lord. And you're struggling a little bit because in reality, what was the world? In your original world, you don't have great relationships with people. You don't know how to love. And in this magical web novel world, love is very powerful. And then love is how you defeat the Demon Queen. Yada, yada, yada. Love is how you use the Golden Bow. Webtoon logic, web novel logic, right? So yeah. But I do know the demo is like 4 hours long total. Chicky, have a fun one. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great night. And go play some Guild Wars 2, man. Which I need to go finish and go work on the Secrets of the Obscure. I don't think I'm going to get to it tonight, though. So, Chicky, you could potentially be interested in it. I don't know how you feel about MMOs in general, but a group of Final Fantasy 14 VTubers made a personal server for Ragnarok Online, which is an old school anime MMO. So, and they've opened it. It went live today for the first time. Like, they had some people like testing it to make sure the server would work, but it went live today. So I kind of want to poke at that and see how it goes, especially when it's new. Oh yeah, and they have it open. So if there's any interest, or even if I can just like send you a link to their website and Discord. But it went open this morning, and then they're gonna have like double EXP all weekend. So I was planning to play Guild Wars 2 this weekend, but I might actually end up playing Yokairo, the Ragnarok Online, because I never played it when it came out originally. I don't really know that much about it. I like MMOs in general, so I don't know how the story is, because I really like Guild Wars 2 and Final Fantasy 14 story, right? But I'm kind of curious. So if I stream on Sunday, I was originally going to be like Guild Wars 2, but now I think I'm probably going to do the Ragnarok Online. Not that I need another game to play, if I'm going to be honest. And you're working on game dev classwork? Ooh, well, I'm going to assume that sounds much more fun than regular class homework. I hope game dev homework is fun. Like, I hope so. I know everything. When stuff turns from hobby into like job, sometimes that can make it less fun. But hopefully game dev work is fun. So I hope you have good time with that, and you finish your assignments. But yeah, I can send the link and share it. And maybe I should share it with Vivian and Fisher. I know Fisher likes MMOs. My poke is good, but I think I got too much of it, to be honest. Okay. Saintess of the Golden Bow. I'm not sure how far into the demo I am, because when you stream it, you yap and stuff, right? You don't just read the visual novel. So I don't know how close to the end I am, and we'll see how long I go, right? So, but I am excited for this game. I'm sad about having to wait. That's how it works. Not that I don't have a billion other games to play until this one comes out, because I do have a terrible backlog. A terrible, terrible backlog. But yeah, very excited. So let's actually continue on. So we've met a good chunk of the characters. We went to when people turn 18, they have to go touch the golden bow or go see it, whatnot, because the destined saint or saintess will appear on their 18th birthday and be notified and get like, oh, a message from God and light and shiny things. And people are like, oh my God, you're the saint, you're the saintess, yada, yada, yada. So that just happened. So we've been dubbed the Saintess of the Golden Bow. We've interacted with the Empress, who's a little crazy, and her son, Prince Noah, who is also a little odd. He's hot, though. So, you know, I can forgive a little oddness when you're good looking. And the Empress and the Prince obviously have a very strange relationship going on. And that's... think about where I am. So we have to learn we know how to use a bow, but not super duper well. So even though you were isekai'd into this magical world and you're isekai'd in Celeste's body, you were not given the knowledge of how to use a bow super duper well like Celeste is known for, unfortunately. The webtoon logic has failed a little bit in that regards. Okay, so and we're talking to Levi, who is our knight, who is in love with us. And he is one of the romance options. I think of interest, probably, I'm a sucker for Northern Dukes. That's like a giant trope in web novels and webtoons. Duke is number 1. The Prince is second. It's kind of interesting because, like, the Prince is usually number 1, but I really like the way the Duke looks, so he gets a little bit higher just because of that. The Duke wasn't really in the demo too much when I played it back in August, September timeframe, so I didn't really get a feel for his personality. The little glimpse I did get, he did seem less crazy than the Prince, so that's another reason he kind of got up high. I do also have a thing for yanderes, though, so the Prince, if the Prince turns out to be a yandere, he could, you know, get up and get to the first place. Going to work while listening. Oh, I appreciate it. Also, may or may not play Guild Wars 2 tonight. If Bella feels better. Probably not. I want to play Guild Wars 2. I need to finish doing PvP in Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 patch drops on Tuesday. And it's a kind of a decent sized patch. It's one I've been waiting for because they're actually adding stuff I care about. I need to finish the PvP Battle Pass thing before Tuesday. And finish this Mogtome event before Tuesday. And I'm kind of like, oh man, I hate myself. But the PvP thing, like, I need like 3 more levels and you get really sick looking glam. Slightly addicted to MMOs. I'm working on it. Not successfully, but I am working on it. So I got 100% on Silver Waste and I hate the Swarm Maze. Oh yeah, it's awful. I'm pretty sure I hated some of the Heart of Thorns maps even more. But also hope your mouth feels better. I appreciate it. It's been kind of painful the past couple of days, a little more than usual. Kind of just depends on how it goes. And also if I spend too much time at my desk, it usually gets worse because, like, you know, sitting at a desk all day kind of tenses your shoulder, which pulls on your jaw and neck. But I'm counting down I think my appointment is on to get the braces off. I think is April 9th. So I start work on the 31st. So I'll be working for a full week, and then on the 9th I'll have to be like, hey guys, I have to go take care of this thing. And then on the 16th, I think I actually get the splint to sleep in. So I'm hopeful that after that it'll be less pain and I can be at my desk for longer. But we'll see. I'm also trying to get up more and walk more. So on like nights that I don't stream, I go and walk with the husband. I kind of want to get back into running. Before I streamed, I used to run a lot, like every other day. And I trained for half marathons and marathons. So when I was running, at least on the weekend, it was going for like 2 to 3 hours at a time. I'm not a particularly fast runner, and I never have been, so a half marathon takes me like 3 to 4 hours. Yes, I walk every day. I don't walk I might get to walking every day, but I don't think that's going to be doable with streaming after work, if I'll be honest. Because it's like, once my job starts, I'll have like a 40-minute commute, which is not terrible for my area. Like, I've heard of people with much worse commutes. I'm not going to complain. But it is very different. When I started streaming, I was working at home and I worked on a project basis. So my manager was very much like, do whatever you want as long as you hit your deadlines. I don't care how you spend your time. I work very efficiently and very fast. So a lot of the times I would finish my shit early and I would either go work on certifications or like, when I was in the office, I planned my wedding or go like do stuff on Facebook, or I got several certifications. I did my master's. But then when I started doing like remote work, I was like, oh, I'm just going to play Final Fantasy 14. So I'm not the only one who did that. I had a coworker. He beat Hogwarts Legacy when we were working remotely. So I was like, I was not the only one necessarily doing it. But yeah, so that's gonna be an adjustment because I haven't worked in an office on a regular basis for like since March of 2020. Yeah, so when COVID hit. Yeah, that was 2020. So like, because I remember it was International Women's Day and I was at work and they had like a little conference day for International Women's Day on like the 8th or the 9th or something, whatever that day was. And then someone was like, oh yeah, by the way, everyone who was there was exposed to COVID. And I was like, motherfuckers. And then I went and quarantined at home. And then by the time my quarantine at home was finished, the whole company was remote work. So yeah, so I haven't worked in an office for like 5 years. I'm not excited about the commute, but there's just not like, remote work's not really much of an option anymore. And long-term wise, it'll be good for my career. This job should be. So yeah, it's going to be a big change. I'm probably going to have to play less games. I'm probably actually going to have to go back to working on getting some certifications to further my career, which is kind of I don't know. I am so tired of studying. I spent so many years studying after school to get certifications, my master's. I was just like studied myself out. But it is what it is. So nights I don't stream or have like a collab or like plans with people to play games, I'm trying to go make sure I walk and maybe get back into running. We'll see how it goes. The weather is getting less cold, so it's more likely for me to go outside. I got poke. It's not the best poke. I'll be honest. It's from Costco. I probably would not get it again. If I paid for it, it was expensive. I'm gonna eat it. Okay. Saintess of the Golden Bow. I chewed that better. I took down a little bit of a shrimp that was too big. I should have chewed that more. I have regrets. Okay, now we'll actually play Saintess of the Golden Bow. Okay, so this is Levi. He's our knight. So I don't want the conversation between Levi and me to get any more difficult, so I suppose I'll end things here. Oh yeah, and this is Celeste. Isn't she so fucking pretty? I love pretty MCs. Like, my favorite main character in a Otome game is Lynette from Cupid Parasite. But I'm really liking Celeste. Celeste is real pretty too. I like the pink eyes and the purple hair. Chicky, I also taught Hunter how to play Guild Wars 2. We flooded him with info and we could tell he was overwhelmed. It's very easy to do in MMOs, more so than like other games, right? So we just said to explore and try and learn at your own pace instead of getting thrown to the wolves like how Bella did it to me. Yeah, how Bella did it to you, I usually don't recommend to people when they're playing MMOs. Because it's just like the UI. Some MMOs have better UIs than others. Like, I think Final Fantasy XIV's UI is a little bit more... is a little bit better than, like, Throne and Liberty, for example. But it's still a lot. Like, it's like user overload. There's so many buttons. There's so many different menus. And, it's been a while since I played Guild Wars 2. So... I don't really remember, but I don't feel like there's really that great of tutorial. I'm used to it. I grew up playing MMOs, so it is a second language to me. If you're used to it, it works. But even then, like, it was kind of a weird feeling. Like, I know Final Fantasy very well, but then I made like a new character. And I was like, oh, there's so many fucking notifications on the map. There's so many bubbles for like quests. I'm like, oh, this is kind of a lot, guys. This needs to be toned down a little bit. Or like, I do like to play new MMOs on launch if they're free to play. Not so much buy to play. Just cause like, I don't know, it's silly. I just don't want to pay for them because I'm already paying for Final Fantasy 14 and buying the expansions, and I'm buying the expansions for Guild Wars 2, and it just becomes too much. So like, I do like to play new MMOs when they come out, if they're free to play and there's not much of a risk of investment for me other than my time, which, you know, to be fair, your time is very valuable and to some degree maybe more valuable than your money. Because you can't get that time back. But when I played Throne and Liberty, I was like, oh, this is kind of a lot. I was like, oh, and it's kind of wild because like I also started playing Marvel Rivals. And earlier this year, like I've played with Viv some. I get angry when I play PvP, so I'm never gonna stream it. I'm a little salty. And my toxic side comes out, so I don't stream PvP stuff anymore. And it's not good for my health. But like the menu and the user interface is just so much better in shooter games, and like it makes sense. Like there's a lot less stuff going on in Marvel Rivals than like MMOs typically. But it's a lot easier to get people into those games. It's a lot simpler. So I don't know. I think Terrace Land is like the only recent MMO where I've seen like where the UI wasn't super overwhelming. It was very much a pay to win MMO. It was mobile friendly. My lights just flickered. My power has been like going off like all day. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's not just my house. I was about worried to be like, do I need to call electrician? Is my house gonna burn down? Like, what the fuck is going on? But my mom is also keep having like flickers of power of lights going out. Power went out at 1 a.m. today? No! I'm gonna assume it's back on because you're on the internet. But hopefully my power won't go out. So if the stream randomly ends, it's gonna be because my power goes out. It has not gone out for me today yet. It did go out for my mother earlier. It's been quite windy, but like we had a tornado last week and nothing happened. And like it's windy, but it's not that windy. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with the power at the moment. Vivian, yeah, Rival gets me angry too loud. Yeah, I'm like, motherfucker, you stupid fucker. And when I play Marvel Rivals, to be fair, it's PvP in general. I do it in Final Fantasy 14, which is why I don't stream the PvP too much in Final Fantasy 14 either. I got my achievement mounts, and I'm like, I don't need to stream this. I don't need to suffer. I'm just a sore loser and probably not a very nice winner either. And you know what? I know that about myself. So I know better. My first MMO was a Webkins. I did not play Webkins. I played Neopets and Gaia Online, which is probably the most similar to Webkins that I played. I remember getting the Webkins plushies. I don't think I ever actually did the online stuff. And otherwise, first MMO, that's probably Ultima Online. My dad was a big MMO player. So I remember playing Ultima Online a little bit, but I had no idea what the fuck was going on in that. My sister played it a lot. She still plays it to this day, some on private servers occasionally. And then I tried a little bit of Dark Age of Camelot. Didn't really care for it. Played a little bit of WoW. Got sexually harassed. So didn't continue. And then I played Star Wars Old Republic in college with friends. And that was actually very much a good experience. Because one thing I like about their campaign is if you play with friends, at least, let's just figure it again. At least how when we played it, like, all four of you were different classes and you all had a different response to the answers. And like, I can't remember how it decided, but like one of whoever is in your party, their answer would get chosen to get said. So it's actually like said as an answer in response to the cutscene. So that was always fun because we were always fighting over who actually got to respond. So, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty enjoyable with multiple people. And then played Fusion Fall and Free Realms. Sorter. Yep. I got deep into... I never got deep into Star Wars Online. Like, when I played it, they still had open PvP. So I think I got around to like level 30. I was playing as a Sith Lord. A female Sith Lord. And I was excited because there's a romance in it, which is odd for MMO. But very, very much on par for BioWare, right? So I wanted to romance the dude. But I got to like level 30 and there were people that were just camping where the quest was and just killing me. And then I was like, you know what, fuck this game. So I don't know if I just got onto PvP server, but I don't think they had it. Also Star Wars Galaxies and Star Wars Clone Wars Adventures. I knew about Star Wars Galaxy, never played it. Did not know about Star Wars Clone Wars Adventures. I didn't realize that actually had an MMO. Other MMOs I've played Terrace Land quite a bit last year. One thing I do think Terrace Land was good at is it was mobile friendly. The raids were simpler. I think that's a lot of issue a lot of MMOs are having is they're making the raids too complicated. So you're losing a lot of people from that just don't want to raid because they make the raids too complicated. They're making them complicated to keep like the high-end raiders, but that eventually just keeps getting harder and harder and harder, and then new players don't want to do it. So that's WoW's having an issue with that. Final Fantasy 14 is having an issue with that. Even Guild Wars 2 has that issue. Pretty much anytime Guild Wars 2 drops a new meta or a new fight, it usually ends up getting nerfed at some point because like the world boss is just too hard because they're trying to keep the high-end raiders happy instead of the casual fan base, which is 99% of their people. Not their content creators necessarily, but 99% of their players are pretty casual Guild Wars 2. And most MMOs, 99% of your player base is casual. I've also played Astral Tale a little bit, which was like this little anime MMO. I played it like last year. Beginning of last year. Not very good. It was cute, but not very good. What else have I dabbled in? I think that's been it, kind of MMO-wise. So I'm excited to try Ragnarok Online. It kind of looks like anime Ultima Online. So we'll see how it goes. I have no idea if the story is any good. There's a good chance Also, Toontown did not do that. Pop Tropica. Neopets did do Neopets. Wow, Lord of the Rings Online. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I did do Lord of the Rings Online for a little bit. I didn't really get that into it because I wasn't into Lord of the Rings, but I heard it was actually really, really good. Old school RuneScape. You know, I played that in school a little bit, but not outside of school. It was like one of the few things that worked on the school computers. EverQuest, I did not. ESO, I have not thought of it. Terra, I did try Terra for like a day. Kind of back in like 2019, something like that. And it was kind of like, eh. I did try Ion and Ion Online. They were not very good. Let's say Ion and like Ion Online is what the current day was, kind of like WoW, and then there's like old school Ion that they released, like WoW Classic, so Ion Classic. And they were just like Ion Classic was kind of fun, but it was also pretty awful. And I didn't do Dungeons and Dragons Online. I thought about it, and then I looked into Neverwinter, and then basically most people like were like, "I would get away from Neverwinter. It's just pay to win garbage at this point." Oh, and Pirates of the Caribbean Online. I didn't even know that was a thing. I remember there was a Matrix Online. I did not play it, but I've heard of it. It was quite interesting. But yeah. I don't know. Part of me wants to go play single players more than MMOs at the moment. Like, I got a shit ton of visual novels to get through. I could die. I'm gonna die before I ever get through my visual novels. I also kind of want to play through Kingdom Hearts again. I never played the third one. It's been a really long time since I played any of them. So actually, I did go ahead and grab the whole Kingdom Hearts bundle on Steam. So I want to play that. I also need to go finish Final Fantasy VII R. I need to finish... I want to start Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. And then there's Baldur's Gate 3. And I also want to do the Pathfinder games. And there's not enough time to do all these games. So, and there's definitely not enough time to get through these games if I actually stream them at the end of the day. Because I just don't stream enough. If my health gets better, that could potentially change, but I think the reality is, even if I have a job, if I have a job where I have a commute that's 48 minutes each way, so 40 minutes in the morning, 40 minutes at night, that'll get me home around almost just about when I usually start streaming during the week. So, and then you have to actually get ready for bed and go to sleep for the next day. So that's going to be a struggle to figure that out. But maybe at least for like on Saturdays, which I normally stream on Saturdays, maybe I can go for longer. I used to do much longer streams when I did like Genshin and stuff like that. But that was before my health kind of just started having issues. So I hope I can kind of get back to doing like longer streams. So, but I'll share the info with you, and I'll probably share the server with Fisher and Viv. Maybe I can get Fisher to bully Viv into trying the anime MMO. Hey, Fisher, come on. You like MMOs. Drag Viv along, too. Still have not made it through all my dinner. I maybe put too much poke on my plate. Okay. Let's see. Thanks for talking to me about this, Levi. I'd like to be alone now. Levi gives me a look as if I'm throwing him out after dealing him a blow. He's such a puppy. In a way, I am, and it pains me to do so, but I don't know how to salvage this conversation. Have a good rest. Levi exits the room, closing the door behind him gently. I lay down in bed and hide my face against the pillow. I'm so stressed by everything that I'm not even surprised when tears stream down my cheeks, soaking the bedding. Didn't want to hurt Levi, but I didn't know how else to obtain the information I needed so I could decide what to do to save everyone. Oh yeah, by the way, Chicky, kind of curious, but since you've played quite a bit of MMOs, what do you think is your absolute favorite one? Mine might be a tad bit obvious answer, but Final Fantasy XIV is my favorite. Nothing has yet to upend it. Doesn't mean something won't, but kind of with the state of the MMO market, I'm not really expecting anything to. Good question. Yeah, like Final Fantasy just hits all the right spots for me. I like how it looks. I don't mind the sub price. I like the story. Story is kind of a big one for me. So like a lot of MMOs don't have a great story. And then I like that in Final Fantasy 14, you don't have to raid. Raiding is optional, kind of like Guild Wars 2. Whereas like I did, another MMO I forgot that I've played is Lost Ark. I played that for a bit, but then it got to a point where you couldn't progress the story unless you did the raids, and then I was like, I'm good, guys. So that is a pet peeve. I want raiding to be optional because I don't have time for that. And I want a good glam system. Final Fantasy does not have an amazing glam system, but it doesn't have a terrible glam system either. So that's kind of where I'm like, okay. Like, Guild Wars 2 has a better glamour dresser and a better dye system, but I do think Final Fantasy 14 has better actual clothing options. Like, Guild Wars 2 just got a bikini this year, or I guess last summer. I did buy it right away. No shame, no doubt. But yeah, like Final Fantasy 14 has had like 10 bikinis. Like they know that sometimes we just want to dress like little thoughts. Sometimes I want clothes everywhere, and sometimes I just want to be like, not quite run around naked, because that's not allowed in the game, but you know, practically there. Okay, ads will be started in like 5 minutes. Free Realms had really good mini games mechanics. Fusion Fall is my favorite for story before the updated version came out. Guild Wars 2 is my favorite right now because I like how easy and user-friendly. My only complaint with Guild Wars 2 at the moment, my complaint before used to be that it didn't update enough, and they've more or less fixed that. Like it's not, I think it actually might be on almost the same scale as Final Fantasy 14, like every 3 to 4 months, it seems like. You spent 1,000 gems for the bikini? You bet I did. 100%. So that's kind of my other complaint with Guild Wars 2. Is a lot of the cosmetics are shop-based. Like Final Fantasy 14, you are paying a monthly subscription, but there's a lot of glam you get in the game for free. There is also a cash shop for Final Fantasy 14, but you do buy stuff on there too. But Guild Wars 2, there's really not a lot of like mounts or skins or outfits to farm in the game itself. There's dyes, you can find dyes. And you can find weapons and stuff, but there's not as much armor and stuff. I also played some of Phantasy Star Online. I have seen that, and I never got into it. It does seem like something that very much would appeal to me with the anime aesthetic, but never got into it. And I'm like, I don't have the time for another MMO at the moment. Not with perusing back on Guild Wars 2 and doing the Ragnarok Online. I told myself once I was going to do the story of MMOs and go try like Elder Scrolls, go do like the story for Star Wars. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm going back to Final Fantasy 14 Guild Wars 2. So my plans never quite work out like they do, like they should. But 'tis okay. But yeah. So, yeah, it's Guild Wars 2. Just like how I got you back into Guild Wars 2. You did. I don't think I'm going to do the dailies. I don't have time to do the dailies, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to do the dailies enough to get that quest. I just need like 100 more. And I might try to do some more to stock some up for when the next patch update comes out and they add some other cool stuff. You never do them. You're stronger than me. I am the reason dailies exist. I get slightly addicted. I've been trying to like not play as many games with like dailies. Like even Neopets has dailies. And I was playing that for like a little bit and then I dropped it because I was like, if you... Final Fantasy 14 kind of has dailies. But if you have to have dailies in your game in order to get people to play it, it's not good. So, I don't know. I play Marvel Rivals every day to work on the battle pass for that too. Um, I'm doing dailies in Infinity Nikki. I'm doing dailies in Love and Deep Space because those are gachas, and I get currency to pool stuff. So, and those also take like 10 minutes maximum to do. The dailies in Guild Wars 2 take more than 10 minutes because sometimes they're events. But they're not the most egregious dailies I've seen in a game. To be fair, I feel like the dailies in the Disney Dreamlight Valley Battle Pass is probably worse than Guild Wars 2. But yeah, I am that person that dailies are designed for, so I try to avoid them. The dailies are easy in Guild Wars 2. They are, it's just if you play like multiple online games, then it's like, for me, it's just too much. Plus kind of with like the weird. I avoid dailies. Yeah, I was doing better, and then I started doing worse. And then I'm Guild Wars 2 is where I have to be like, you know what? I can do 2 games with dailies and be okay. And when it gets more than that, then it starts to get not okay. So, okay. Ads are gonna start in like 15 seconds. Oh, my power just flickered again. Yeah, it keeps flickering. It's not going out, but I know my oven is probably gonna have a little thing that says lost power. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of break. I'm gonna go scarf down my poke while the ads start, and maybe kind of go look at the weather map and see what the fuck is going on. Because it's been flickering like this all day, and like my power lines are underground. They're not above ground, so the wind shouldn't be fucking with it. I'll be back in a little bit. Enjoy your food, thank you. Also gotta go check on the cats and be like, hey, eat. Eat. I have to shove it in their faces. Where is the little ad banner? I had the thing saying ads are gonna start in 5 minutes. I don't see the thing saying ads have started. Okay, there goes the ads. Hey, sorry about that. I am back. Food has been scarfed down. And now it's time for yapping and story time. Because we've done very little story time. It's mostly been yapping. So it's more like yap time. You know, whatever. Ugh. Okay. And we'll see how long I go tonight. And see if my power goes out. Because the lights kept flickering. They keep flickering. They're not out. My computer has not gone off or anything. So, and it's not like cutting TV off in our living room, but it's flickering enough to where my oven is showing like the little power loss error code. So, yeah. Is what it is. Okay, story time. I didn't want to hurt Levi, but I didn't know how else to obtain the information I needed, so I could decide what to do to save everyone. For the first time since reincarnating, I give in to all the emotions that have built up inside of me. I'm just one young girl, how can I carry so many heavy burdens? Eventually, I cry myself to sleep. I toss and turn all night, though unable to get any real rest until nearly dawn. The next evening, Linda gets me all dolled up for the grand ball the Empress is throwing in my name. Okay, so I know we meet the Duke in the ball. I do remember that. So we're pretty decently close to where the demo ended back in September. At the ball, I find myself sitting at the table, staring at silverware I have no idea how to properly use. Celeste's memories aren't helping me much. Oh yeah, by the way, when we got Izzy-Kai'd into Celeste's body, we got all of Celeste's memories. Celeste is not your typical noble woman. She likes to fight and archery and horseback ride, and her skills of being a noble lady, like manners and etiquette, are kind of non-existent. So very, very trope heavy game. The servant puts a salad in front of me, and I pick up one of the forks. There's an offended gasp from my left. I look at the noble lady sitting next to me. She's almost purple in the face, staring down at the fork I'm holding. Wrong piece of cutlery, then. Cutlery? I don't know how to say that word, actually. I put it down and take another in my hand. I steal a sideways glance at the noble lady. She doesn't seem to be offended anymore. This one must be the right fork, then. When everyone starts eating, I dig into the salad too, but it tastes like pain. I'm nervous, my hands are clammy.
So you've become the Saintess, Lady D'Aquarius.
Ah, this is Duke George. Ah, yeah, so some parts of the game are voice acted, typically the scenes linked to the CGs, the pretty images. I have coffee and hot chocolate. I probably should not be drinking coffee because it's kind of late and I'm not going to be able to fall asleep later, but I have coffee. The man to my right, Duke George, if Celeste's memory serves me correctly, picks up a conversation with me. He's a young duke and a powerful player on the battlefield of Lokari Empire's politics. I'll have to do my best not to say or do anything strange.
Yes, despite my surprise, the Golden Bow has chosen me.
It's like, tee-hee, I've been chosen in this world I know nothing about to save the world. Like, fuck. That'd be what I would be like. Fuck.
Well, now that you carry such an important role, do you plan to improve your knowledge of etiquette?
No, I don't. I think of the four guys voice acting, the Duke George is my favorite. So it's kind of another reason he got to the tippy top place. Like, I'm a sucker for dukes and princes in webtoons. I love dukes. Like, I lost my mind in Genshin when I was like, Wriothesley is a fucking duke. I was like, this is fantastic. Unfortunately for Zhongli, Wriothesley is the favorite in Genshin now. I feel a little bad about that, but oh well. He points at my salad. Oh, come on. What am I doing wrong this time? The Duke smiles, but his expression isn't unkind.
You have no idea what you're doing wrong, do you?
No, I don't. Does a Saintess need to know etiquette? Let's be real honest. Do I need to know etiquette to defeat the Demon Queen? I do not.
I don't.
May I?
He extends his hand to me, and when I don't protest, he touches my hand, gently to modify the way I'm holding the fork.
Oh, come on, George. You're spoiling the fun.
See, I was waiting for Penelope. I think Penelope is the purple-haired noble lady. Hold on. I need to adjust the butt cushion. The lady to my left has a cruel smile on her face. Shoot, I really was eating the salad wrong after all. My cheeks heat up from embarrassment, and suddenly I find it hard to breathe. Every kind person like Duke George, there's a cruel one like that lady here. A vulture just waiting for me to make a mistake. You know, so the whole purpose of this game is that the saint, or the saintess of the golden bow, can defeat the demon queen, which will basically end the demon war. You think people would be nicer. Now that I'm the saintess, I will be watched even more closely than Celeste was as a mere count's daughter. Hey, Callie. Are you gonna get on my computer, Callie? I sometimes worry if she's going to break my PC tower. She has turned my computer off before. Yeah, you are, Callie. I'm going to take a photo of her. Because she is the cutie patootie. I love my kitty. The mama, luckily, does not sit on my PC tower. I love the mama cat. She's kind of becoming a little bit of a chubby bunny because she likes to eat her food and Callie's food. And she'll eat the hard food. Callie doesn't eat the hard food. She's a princess. But if the mama cat sit on my PC tower, I'm like 90% positive she would break the case on the top. So luckily it's just Callie. The mama cat is like, that's too complicated to get up there. The mama cat is just like, oh, just lay in the bed. And I'm like, good. The bed, you cannot hurt the bed, mama. Mama is not a fat cat by any means, but she's also not a skinny cat either. Lights just flickered again. And again. My power lines are underground in my town, so the storm doesn't make sense of why it's affected the power line. There are no trees knocking down power lines. The wind should not be moving them. Excuse me. They're all going to be laughing for weeks about the way I ate the stupid salad. I just know it. Blessed memory tells me that this incident won't be the first time she's ruined her reputation with a stupid mistake either, and it's not going to be the last. Like, for sure. So, I was waiting for Penelope, who is this purple lady, to be a secret route. I don't know, but if I was gonna guess that there is actually a secret route and it's a lady, that's probably her, because her CG, her sprite, not CG, sprite, her sprite on the screen looks real nice. Which, I do need to see if I can get a sprite of Duke George to add to my Otome Husbando banner. Excuse me. I can't be here anymore. I have to get some fresh air or else I will hyperventilate. Are you okay? No. Duke George calls after me, but I walk quickly to the terrace. Once I'm away from the throne room, I run into the gardens. I stop only when I reach a small lake. Here, I put my arms around my frame, trying to control my breathing. Breathe, Celine. In and out. In and out. Don't cry. Don't cry. You'll ruin the makeup. Linda spent hours putting on you. It's a magical world. They don't have waterproof makeup. Make you look like a real noble lady. Didn't think I would run into you here. I turn around when I hear the voice. It's Noah. He's drawn his sword, and his usual mocking demeanor is not present. He's completely serious when he suddenly puts his sword against my throat. So this is Prince Noah. We met him last time. Oh, Hey, Rain. Thank you for the hydrate. I'm hydrating with coffee. I assume coffee is liquid, so it has hydration. I don't know. Sorry for being late. Me being late. Aw, cry? That's okay, Rain. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. And I'm never going to say anything about anyone being late. The fact that you come at all is a big deal. Does Noah want to kill me? So it's am frying food? Oh, what are you frying? I love to know what people fry. Is it more catfish?
I wish I could just kill you and be done with it.
No, we need to kill the demon queen. You need me. I am valuable. Making fried catfish and fried shrimp po' boys. Oh yeah, po' boys are good. Fried cat. Okay, so to be fair, most things fried are good. I have yet to eat something fried that I did not like. It doesn't mean it will not happen, but I've yet to. Frying things is generally good. Like, I really like. There's this like sushi buffet, an all you can eat sushi buffet thing. You can order the food and it comes out to you, and they have dessert, and they have the tempura like banana slices, and then they have tempura Oreos, and then tempura cheesecake as dessert. And I'm like, this is golden. This is great. I have not tried it, but I know at like the fair that comes around locally, like in September timeframe, they usually have fried Oreos and they have fried Twinkies. I don't like Twinkies, but I kind of want to try a fried Twinkie just to say I've done it. He does, but why? Suddenly I remember the scene. Fangirled over it when I was reading the novel. I was a Fujo in real life. This is a scene where Noah puts his sword to Levi's throat. It's overly dramatic, and most of the readers of the novel interpret it as a romantic interaction. Yeah. No, not exactly. Not exactly romantic, guys. It's a if you like yanderes, then yes, it is romantic. So this is what makes me think that the prince could have a little bit of a yandere side, maybe just a teeny tiny smidge. We talked about the event for hours on the web novels forums, but now I think this setup is just ridiculous. I could take a step back any time from the coldness of steel, and my neck would be safe. I give Noah a long stare. He's looking at me seriously, as if he's really pondering if he should harm me. I don't believe he actually will. I will entertain his antics for a while longer just to see what he has to say to me. I want to know how much the scene changes with me here instead of Levi.
Why do you want me dead?
Because you're the reason I have to go on the mission to kill the Demon Queen. And so soon. If anybody less capable than you had been chosen as the Saintess, Mother wouldn't have told us to leave within a mere month.
Well, joke's on all of us because we are not that capable. We are not. I'm glad he thinks so highly of my archery skills, especially considering how little the nobles think of my etiquette skills, but he's wrong.
I may not be as great at archery as you think.
That fact would change nothing at this point. Mother is now convinced you can defeat the fiend.
Which in the novel, it doesn't quite make sense because Levi, I think, didn't have to depart as soon in the novel, and he's a knight, so he can fight. Oh, I guess he's. I don't think it really talks about Levi being an archer, so maybe in the book he had to learn how to use a bow. I don't know. It's interesting twists and turns, right?
This is a suicide mission. None of us will come back from the quest.
Yay! It'll be fine. Well, so the one kicker of how the web novel ends is it is a tragic online BL web novel, and in order to kill the demon queen, Levi sacrifices himself. So whoever kills the demon queen dies. So right now working with the knowledge that theoretically we are now the Saintess of the Golden Bow. We will have to use the golden bow and fall in love with one of the guys to kill the demon queen, which should theoretically kill us. Now things have changed in the story, so maybe this won't happen, but we'll see. Even though I remember this line from the book, my eyes widen. Chicky, how about seduce the demon queen? That could be fun. That would be an interesting secret route. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, panties rain, panties. Yes. Canny. Canny's being so cute on my computer. She's being good and not stepping on the power button. I got my D&D dice ready. I rolled to seduce the demon. I don't. The Kickstarter didn't mention anything about a secret route, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having a secret route. I'm assuming there is not a secret route. But if I was going to do a secret route, it would probably be the Demon Queen. So I have not seen like an image of the Demon Queen, so I'm kind of curious of how the Demon Queen looks. Like, is she pretty? I use these emotes, yet I'm like the least perverted guy IRL. Emotes. Yeah, well, I mean, that's fine. They're really not that bad for Twitch. Okay, like I've seen the lift the boobas and drop them on the table emotes. Okay, I actually got there's like the squish the booba trend. So I got the squish the boobas in between a 3DS emote that is coming. Hopefully soonish. I don't know, but no, the panties emote is pretty tame in comparison to Twitch. But at least they look cute. Oh yeah, the booba swipe. Okay, yeah. I feel like the booba swipe is a little bit more on the sexy side than the panty. Okay, what the frick is up with everyone using their booba to read books? I don't know, but it's trending on Twitter, and you know what? Go ham, guys. It's ridiculous and it's hilarious. I can appreciate it. I'm not gonna do an IRL one. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. The reality is I can't do it, unfortunately. But it was funny. But yeah, no idea how it started. I don't know if just someone just randomly did it and it popped off or what. But now I've seen like a bunch of people doing like your character here's and like little emotes of it, and I'm like, you know what? It was funny the first time, but so many people are now doing it. I mean, yeah, it's viral. It's like shit. What's something else that kind of like there used to be like the outfits that would get kind of like popular, and it was like the Virgin Killer sweater or whatnot, and then everyone like got their character drawn in it. So, and it just ran its course. Yeah, by the time I get the emote, it's gonna have run its course, unfortunately. But it's cute. So I don't know. I think I only saw it really for like a day. And I didn't see it. I saw it quite a bit, but not as much as other trends. So I guess it probably just kind of depends on your circle. Like my Twitter feed is like half Otome games, which is not exactly the genre for have the boobs in the book trend. But then like the other half is the VTuber sphere, which is very much the area for have the boobs in the book trend. So I didn't see it nearly as much. So I start my own trends. If you can give it a take off, go ham. My Twitter feed is VTubin Spear and then just random people. Yeah, mine is it's VTubin and then technically Love in Deep Space is its own thing because like Love in Deep Space is an Otome game, but it's a mobile Otome game and it's done very, very well and it's gotten kind of into more the mainstream sphere, which means people play it and they have no idea what the fucking Otome game is. So there's a lot of Twitter lads, Twitter drama that's just annoying as fuck. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I wish lads had a male main character option because I want to romance the hot dudes. And it's like, guys. Otome means historically you have a female main character. It's a visual novel typically. Okay, so you have visual novels, and visual novels have their various branches. but we're going to talk about dating simulators. Dating simulators span out visual novels because there's a lot of visual novels that are not dating simulators, like 999 or Ace Attorney. Those are visual novels, right? But they're not dating simulators. Dating simulators typically have harem. And then you get dating simulators and you have all these branches. You have Otome, which is female MC dating male love interest. You have Galgay, which is a male main character dating female love interest. And then you have BL, which is guy on guy. And you have Yuri, which is girl on girl. And now there's kind of another branch called Amare. And Amare is usually where you get more diverse. So you may have a game with all of the different, so you may have like, you can have non-binary main characters and love interests. You can have, oh, Pikachu, thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. Welcome in, raiders. I am Adri Theron. I'm playing Saintess of the Golden Bow today, and we are talking about visual novels and the genres of them, and talking about Amares. So, welcome in, raiders. I am a pink-haired cat girl, and I love visual novel games. Playing is in quotations. We've been yapping quite a bit, but we were talking about the subgenres of like dating simulators and where they can go. But okay, so let's see what is Frosty got for us. I have Frosty tools set into Valley Girl mode, so we're gonna read it like a Valley Girl. Oh my gosh, Pikachu is like totally adorable. This electric cat girl is serving up some serious variety streamer realness. She's all about that comfy chaotic vibe, you know. From gaming to watch along, she's got it all. And can we talk about her Puerto Rican pride? Ooh. Like, for sure, totally check her out. She's like the coolest. Dance. Horror dating sims. Those are called yandere dating simulators, and they are a thing, very much. But thank you for the raid. Okay, so Pikachu, you were playing Saintess of the Golden Bow. How far have you got? Did you finish the demo? And hello. Yes. So well, you're probably aware of where I'm at. I think I'm halfway through the demo. We've been yapping quite a bit. So yes, you finished it. Did you kickstart it by chance, or are you planning to kickstart it? I went ahead and grabbed the Kickstarter, and they had a 18 plus storybook. So I grabbed the 18 plus storybook because I'm a little naughty kitty, and I want to read the porn. Yes, you're about done with the base demo. Yeah, this is about, I played the base demo in like September, August last year, right? And this is about close to where it ended then. So I wanted to replay it since it's been a minute once they updated the demo. And then for like Steam Next Fest, which I got behind and I didn't get far. And then they updated it again for the Kickstarter. So I'm like, oh shit, there's even more. I'm not going to finish this. Give it rain. I say me and Adria combined are like the ultimate visual novel otaku. Yeah, so I was talking about visual novel subgenre. So you got visual novels, and you got dating simulators, and then you got Otome, which is like female love interest with male love interest, and then you got Galgay, which is male main character with female love interest. So those are like the games Rain likes to play. And then you got the BL, which you know is guy on guy, which I like BL too. And then you got Yuri, which is girl on girl. And then you have like this fifth genre called Amare, which is really kind of a free-for-all catch-all. It's very much like Amare is like to love or something, is my understanding. So it's like, it's a romantic writing. Like Otome games are usually a little bit more romantic of all the groups, but Amare's focus very much on romance. But you can have female, male, or non-binary main characters, and then you can also have love interests of all different kinds. So Amare is kind of a mixture of all the different subgenres together in one game, rather than just having like a game per specific like interest. So they had added an extended portion and then another extra 30 minutes. That has to be my fave, the entire demo. Yeah, I'm hoping to see more of Duke George. I'm a suck. I read webtoons a lot. I'm going to kind of assume that you might read webtoons a lot because there seems to be a lot of overlap in interests of people who play Otome games and people who play webtoons, read webtoons. But I'm a sucker for a Northern Duke. I'm also a sucker for princes, to be fair. Um, so um, I'm excited. I'm hoping Duke George gets some more interest, and I'm hoping that the DLC gets funded in a Kickstarter. So, yeah, I love that they keep updating it. I think this is the final update, and I saw the Kickstarter. I think the Kickstarter said it wasn't until like 2027 for the game to be released or something. I was like, oh no, oh no, I don't want to wait that long. But I'm liking it. Chicky, send Ader to Hornydale. Yes, yes. To be fair, a lot of Otome games really don't get that spicy. Like there is, when people look at the other three genres of dating simulator, which is like Galgay, um, BL, and Yuri, those three, there's like this representation how people view those genres as a lot of them are very over sexualized, and that's very much based on like what we've gotten over the years. Otome games really don't get over sexualized. Like Love in Deep Space is pretty spicy, and some of the mobile Otomes are pretty spicy, but not like a lot of the games on Steam that get translated from Japan are usually not that spicy. There's like a couple, and we're getting more and more. But they're a little bit more usually on the romantic side. So yes, I want my ridiculously fan servicey, spicy Otome game. There's like 2 or 3 I can think of on Steam. Whereas like if you look at the other genres, there's like a million of them. So Pikachu, I'm a newbie to VN for sure, but I've been loving this. Oh, I have recommendations for you. So I've been playing visual novels for like a long time. Since 2010 at least. At least. So I remember it used to be that you didn't get Otome games, and now we get like a ton of them. And we really get so many Otomes now because like the Otome community really used to go out and just buy anything that got brought over, because we were just happy to get in English. I've also played a lot of games with like fan patches and stuff. So yeah, but Steam is very wonderful for the visual novel Otome franchise. Um, and then also there's like a lot of just, good visual novels. Like I think Rain mentioned Dragonrampa earlier, which I haven't played, or like the Phoenix Ace Attorney series. I haven't played all of those either. But there's a lot of good non-romantic visual novels too. I like books, so I like visual. So Rain, people think I wouldn't play a Yuri game, but I would if the story was really deep and emotional. I mean, yeah, I like story. So I occasionally just want like a sexy game, but I do like story. Pikachu, I highly recommend. It gets so lonely here. Then for Yuri, its story is so good. It's free on Steam too. Free is also good. George is my fave too. I haven't read a single webtoon. You have it? You should go do them because if you're liking the story of this, there's a whole genre that this game is essentially based on that does kind of make you appreciate it a little bit. Like the isekai genre and the dukes and the princes. Like, and a lot of them are free. So you can always download the Webtoon app and then try a couple and then be like, ah, no. But they can be addicting. Most people I know who try Webtoons get slightly addicted. So I'm hoping the DLC gets funded too. I'm guessing it will. So the Kickstarter technically launched today, but the devs time, so it was like 11 p.m. my time last night. So the game on Kickstarter hasn't even like been up right for 24 hours. The Kickstarter hasn't been up for 24 hours and they have like 60% of what they need to fund the game. So I'm assuming the Kickstarter is going to get funded and theoretically they should get more. Like if they only had like $1,000 right now, I might be concerned, but they seem to be doing really good. So at the very least, I'll be very sad and very surprised that the game doesn't get funded, but I think we'll get the DLC and everything. Let's see. Same, Chicky, you haven't read webtoons. I cannot necessarily I don't know exactly what you like, so I read very much Otome webtoons. So female main character and then male love interest, tragedy, isekai all over the place. But I have recommendations if you ever need them. Let's see, A Date with Death, not safe for work DLC patch is amazing. I have not played A Date with Death. I took a break from Otome games for a few years, and I've really gotten back into it the last couple of years. And so I'm pretty behind. And it's also, this is a good problem to have. When I started playing Otome games, I basically played any visual novel I could get my hands on. My power just flickered. So if I did it again. I don't think my power is going to go out, but just FYI. When I started playing visual novels, there really weren't that many, so I played anything I could get my hands on. So I've played all the genres for a while, but now we get so many of them just from like the ones that are Japanese games that are getting translated in English and brought over, and then you have like the Otome indie scene. There are so many games coming out. There's so many free games. There's so many paid for games that like can't play them all. So that was my first not safe for work one so far. Oh, I've heard good things about it. Like I've seen the dev, and it's on my list to play right now. What do I have going? I need to go back and finish Charade Maniacs. I didn't like that one as much as some of the others, so it's taken me like a year to get through it. I got 3 more routes, and then I got Hanakare in February. I need to finish that one. I got 3 more routes. I loved the first route I played on it. The second one I didn't love as much, so I've been procrastinating. And then I also have Velvet Bite. I have a giant Otome backlog. Rain, I may prefer male MC stories and harem games, but I don't go for the porn ones. It's okay, Rain. Unfortunately, fortunately, for a very long time, like even when I was into visual novels, like at the very beginning, it was kind of like if you said the word visual novel or harem game, the assumption was like, oh, it's a porn game. I don't feel like that's necessarily the case as much anymore. But I've seen some, like, the Sense Memory series is pretty good. I got one of those from P-Cube in like November or October. And like, I'm not the target audience because it's a male main character romancing a bunch of girls. Like, I'm not the target audience, but I could appreciate it. It was an interesting story. I didn't finish it because I had to go back to my Otome games. But Chiki, I stay away from dating sims, just not my cup of tea. I need to kill stuff. I've heard that before. You're not the only person to say that, and it's okay. I always like read books a lot growing up, so I like to read stories. So I like killing stuff, but I care more about the story in a game. Like I kind of want both is a perfect world, like BioWare games. I need to play Velguard. I know Velguard did not review very well, but so I can't really say whether it's good or not because I haven't finished it. But BioWare games I really loved because it was good combat and really good story and had a little bit of romance sprinkled in. But at the end of the day, I care more about the story than the combat. So like, I will 100% throw a game on easy mode because I want to experience the story. It's true. I got into VN because of Magical Warrior Diamond Heart, and I'm obsessed. Magical Warrior Diamond Heart. That sounds familiar. That's not out yet, though, is it? Yes, I know they had a Kickstarter, and it's Magical Girl. It's on my wish list on Steam. I did not do the Kickstarter. I don't. Like I think the Kickstarter happened kind of in my break of Otome games. Either that or I just missed it because it is kind of easy to miss Kickstarters. But it's been added to my Steam wish list. And I know it has a demo, but I got other demos I gotta play, so it hasn't been a priority for me. I haven't. It's flickering. I like demos and I will play them on occasion, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm kind of like, I just want to wait for the whole game to be out. 67% now. Yeah. So another good one. So there's another studio called Nochi Studios, and I've gotten several of their games. Now they're more Amare, so usually it's like Amare, but leaning more into the Tome. So usually their games will have like one route that has a female love interest, and then the rest of the routes are guys. But they have a bunch of games, and they actually launched a Kickstarter today called Moondust Masquerade. Now, unfortunately for them, with their Kickstarter, they're not including a Steam key because they've had some issues, I guess, with people redeeming and costing extra money. I don't know the 100% of the details. But they are a good studio also if you're looking for... Their games are not free, but they're pretty reasonably priced. So that's another studio to check out. So Rain, I know a good game that isn't a Otome game, but I feel like Otome Answers would appreciate it for how it does its story. So for me, I can usually appreciate the stories of a lot of visual novels. It comes down to more of just time. Like I know a lot of like Planad, right? I know has a good story. It's more of just time with since we have so many of them. Like I've even gotten a lot pickier with what Otomes I'll play, to be fair. Like, because I just have so many options now. Chicky, just play I Love You, Colonel Sanders, and boom. I do actually want to play that. I've heard it's good, and I want to get hooked on you. I kind of want to replay Hatoful Boyfriend because that one is really good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just saying. I do recommend Hatoful Boyfriend to anyone who likes Otome games because the fact that you're amongst pigeons is just ridiculous. I also got this other one recently because it was pretty cheap called Super Size Me, and I think you're dating um, fast food people, so kind of in the vein of Colonel Sanders. So I have a backlog of visual novels. It's just as long as all my other backlogs. Like I have a JRPG backlog, I have an MMO backlog. It's just like an ungodly high backlog. Rain, the visual novel is called You Being Her. Another one I think Otome audiences would like for how deep it is and how affordable it is Vanilla Garden of Judgment. Highly recommend these games for VN, especially for someone new. Pikachu, you want a good range of stuff for us to tell you about. Me and Adria are pretty much on a whole catalog of amazing games, regardless of genre. Pikachu, its base game is out and some DLC are still a whip. Oh, really? It says, is it not on Steam? Because on Steam it just lists the Magical Warrior Diamond Heart demo, and then it lists the full game is coming soon, and then there's two DLC routes. Is it somewhere else? Because I know sometimes they put their games on like itch.io. The game backlog is real. It is. I keep telling myself I'll work on it, and then I buy more games. The bird one, yes. Hatoful Boyfriend is the first 5 seconds of the game. You meet the guys, and there is a anime male sprite, and then the rest of the game is a pigeon. It's so great. Oh, okay. Dev calls Magical Warrior Diamond Heart as a demo, but they also say it's base game because it's a common route thing. So it's confusing. We're in for sure. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. I don't, maybe I'm just dumb and they have wording on the Steam page and I just didn't read. La 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 la. It is going to be the free-to-play version of the game. Okay, interesting. Okay, I might actually... I know I'm kind of torn between it's like I kind of like to just play the games and knock them out, not quickly. I don't finish visual novels quickly in any shape or form. Uh, I kind of like to wait for all the routes to be out. I don't know. I'm kind of used to like the games usually fully released. Very few of them have DLC that comes later. I have seen it happen before, but I'm just saying like it's not necessarily. But I do appreciate you giving me that information because that is not very clear with how they hit the freezing. So, I love it here because we can just nerd with no judgment. There is no judgment. They'll get me started on anime, but ask Adria, I have a very uncommon taste. Rain likes very much 90s and old school anime. Rain has an old soul when it comes to anime. So. Pikachu, I get you. The end can be very long. Yeah, it's kind of like I have the same issue with JRPGs because most JRPGs, like you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, right? So which is good. Like, and also RPGs in general, like Baldur's Gate, like God forbid that game is like $60, $70, and the game a playthrough is like 120. You get so much bang for your buck with that game. But whether I actually finish them or not is kind of the problem. So that is one thing I do kind of like about Nochi Studios. I'll kind of plug them again, and I feel bad. And the only reason I'm plugging them is because they have games released, and I really like them. Um, but their games are a little bit on the shorter side. They're priced though for the shorter side, so um, their games run like $15 to $20, and then I think the time for most of their games around 15 hours to 20. So I can more easily accomplish that than some of the longer Otome. Like I love the Switch Otome games, and a lot of them are going like 40 plus hours quite easily. But I just with how many we get, I can't do them. I can't finish them. Like we got Ginso J in January, we got Hanakari in February. We got the Spira drops from Axie's games in March. We have Battlefield Waltz coming from Idea Factory in April. Um, I think something is coming. I don't think anything is coming out with May. No, Seven Scarlet from Axie's is coming out in May. And then Red Bell's Lament is coming out in June. That might be July. There's like a fucking 50-hour game every single month in the Tome genre, and that doesn't include the indies. And it's like, fuck, guys, I can't keep up. I can't keep up with this. It's a good problem to have. At the end of the day, it's a good problem to have. And I sometimes just buy the games and they kind of just go on a pile. I'm like, I'm supporting the Otome games industry because I want you guys to keep bringing those games in English because I didn't learn Japanese well enough to read it. And I tried that once. And it takes so fucking long to read a scene in Japanese and translate it to English when you're learning that it becomes a 80-hour game. So that's not feasible. So it's like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's often updated too, so for sure not done yet. I'll probably chill out and wait until they finish it so I can just like knock out route after route, especially if it has like a similar common route. Because if I wait in between the different routes being released, then I have to go replay the common route because I'm gonna forget what happened, potentially. So, like, Charade Maniacs, I have 3 more routes, and I don't want to replay the common route because I didn't like the game that much. But I need to finish it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna really remember what happened leading up to this. It'll be fine. It will be fine. But I'm like, I need to do it. Get it done. But yeah, so Otome game. But yeah, if you need recommendations for Otome games, I got them. You need recommendations for regular visual novels. I have some of those. They're kind of old school recommendations. Rain probably has better recommendations for some of the other genres. I don't dive into those as much. But it's a good problem to have, right? And you said your favorite is Duke George in this game. I'm a sucker for dukes. Even in Genshin, they had a Risley, ended up being a duke, and I was like, he's a northern duke. Love it. It's my favorite trope in webtoons. Rain, I'm probably more fit for regular and deeper emotion-based VN games. Yes. I kind of figure most people that like Otome games are more into the deeper emotion-based visual novel games, because that seems to be a common theme. Like, so there's people who complain in the Otome games. They're like, I want Otome games to have a male main character. And the whole point of Otome is you're playing as a female main character and you're romancing guys. When you start changing that, it turns into another subgenre of dated simulators, or it becomes Amare. So it's like, but when people are like kind of complaining about it, they're kind of complaining about the other genres, like the Galgay, BL, and Yuri have kind of this viewpoint where they're more like porno games than like romance games. the story is not as deep. So they're like, okay, I want more of the Otome storytelling, but then I want like a BL parent or a Yuri parent or more just diversity in general. And that's really where like Amare genre has gone like popped up, and the English visual novel scene has popped up. Because I'll be honest, like most games coming out of like Asian countries are not the most diverse, typically. Um, there's a couple of Otome games where they have like a female route, but usually it's a friendship route. It's not like a romantic route. Um, which if yeah, and if you know anything about Japanese culture, like you know why, or if you know anything about like Chinese culture, like Love and Deep Space, um, BL games. There are some big BL gachas, but I know there's some stuff in like China with what they are allowed to have when it comes to like LGBT and diversity in their games, with the Chinese government. So, um, you don't typically get super duper diverse. So it's kind of weird. Always hear different things from people. I'm not in China, and I'm not Chinese, and I don't know that much about it other than what other people say on Twitter. Um, but I know there's like a lot of censorship when it comes to that over there. I mean, there's a lot of censorship to like regular romantic stuff. Like Love and Deep Space uses a lot of flirty word in allegory to describe their sexual content. Um, because I think you're not really supposed to have like porny games. But then like Love and Deep Space also kind of very much like toes the line. Like we got basically sex cards not too long ago. Um, so I don't know. It seems pretty inconsistent of how the rules are enforced on Chinese games potentially. So, but yeah, Otome games are fun, but just like every other fandom, the Otome Twitter can get a little toxic sometimes. So just a heads up, FYI. But overall, it's usually a pretty good time. But also, it's kind of funny. The Otome Twitter and the Love and Deep Space Twitter are two different groups of people, and they fight. It's kind of funny. They fight quite a bit. I get to see both sides of it, and yeah, it's kind of fun to watch them fight a little bit. It's like, this is so silly, guys. What are we fighting over? This is dumb. Um, but oh yeah, by the way, Pikachu, I really do appreciate the raid. I do appreciate it very much. I hope you have a good rest of your night. If you need to go dash and like eat or like chill out and rest, vibes, so on and so forth, you know, you don't have to stay here all night. I very much appreciate the raid. I appreciate you bringing your community. Appreciate talking to you about visual novels. But yes, feel free to rest if you want to. Ads will be starting in 5 minutes. I'll probably take a little bit break in 5 minutes. But for now, we're going to continue. No problem. I'll be lurking. Oh, I appreciate it. And by the way, I love your emotes. I love that artist. I recognize that artist quite a bit. They're so good. They do such a good job. And actually, let me button. Why did that not do what I want to do? Okay, Twitch is being funky wonky. I was trying to bring your thing up so I can give you a follow, but Twitch keeps taking me to a not correct page. But whatever, it will be fine. Okay. So Noah is threatening us. I'm kind of curious if Noah is going to turn out to be a yandere. I'm not sure yet. I like the yandere trope. This is what I've discovered playing Otome games, is I do like this trope quite a bit. So we shall see whether he turns out to be one. He is kind of threatening us at the moment, so He seems like the best option for it if we're gonna get it. Even though I remember this line from the book, my eyes widen.
How do you know we won't return?
His words feel, his words almost feel oddly like foreshadowing for what happens in the book. Noah seems to seriously believe what he's saying.
20 people going deep into demon-ravaged lands to enter the Demon Queen's castle and kill her. what, what, what could possibly go wrong?
So, and I still like Duke George's voice actor better, but I do like Noah's also. He's really convinced we're going to die on this quest. I can see the desperation in his eyes.
Can't you convince your mother to postpone the day we leave or to increase the amount of people we can bring with us?
Nah, Mommy Dearest wants to kill him.
I've already tried. She doesn't want to listen. It's almost if she wants to set us up for failure.
Yes, Mommy Dearest wants to kill Prince Noah. Unfortunately for him, his mom is a terrible person. Oh, Noah, you're closer to the truth than you think. Can't tell him anything about his mother's plan to get rid of him. He would just grow suspicious if I, someone he barely knows, spouted such important information about his life. I should only tell him what's really going on with the Empress when, or if, we become friends during the quest. I'm assuming later on that's probably going to be a choice. And then part of his route.
Look, I'm afraid of the mission too. But I don't want to give up. I won't just roll over and die. I'll keep fighting until the very end. No matter how the mission ends, I want to be sure I've done everything I can to fulfill my role properly.
Noah's eyes widen.
You're right. I can't just give up.
I would absolutely love for the entire game to be voiced. But to be fair, that would drive up the cost of the visual novel. And I would rather have the visual novel kind of be more of the reason. Okay. Which I think on the Kickstarter, I think it was like the $20 tier got you a game key. I think something like that. I don't know. I must also see the mission through until the end. I almost thought of telling you to kill me. I'm sure you'll do great on the quest. Ooh, let's go with the slightly chaotic option. Oh, we're being funny. Does this mean you don't want to kill me anymore? I almost thought of telling you to do it just to see if you really would. The ads are going to start in like 25, 30-ish seconds. I laugh to lighten the mood, but my voice comes out breathless. I'm still afraid of my future, but at least Noah has distracted me from what happened in the throne room. I wasn't really serious about killing you in the first place. Then why did you have a sword at my throat, sir? Are you sure? You looked plenty serious to me. And should be starting momentarily. Despite everything, I don't want you to die, and I want to live too. I'm glad. Don't die, Your Grace. Just Noah is fine. We're teammates now, I suppose. I like the sound of that. Noah smiles back. He seems much more relaxed now. I'll continue trying to get Mother to delay the deadline for us to leave. I would appreciate more time to train. Great. Time to go back to the ball then. Without sparing me another glance, Noah walks past me towards the terrace. I watch him until he disappears between the carefully trimmed bushes of the palace garden. I look out at the water of the lake and take a few deep breaths. I really hadn't expected Levi's scene with Noah to play out for me. I also didn't end up responding the way Levi would have done. Our encounter didn't turn romantic at all. Yet my heart is beating quickly, regardless, because I'm still scared about so many things. The stress is catching up. I fell to my knees on the soft grass. Oh, here comes the ads. Ad break for 3 minutes. I'm going to put the beer right back and chug my coffee. Do, 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 do. Okay. Okay, ads have ended. I'll probably need to take another break in like 20 or 30 minutes to go take us hair or something, but for now, let's continue story time. I fall to my knees on the soft grass. I can't hold back my tears any longer. In the end, I'm just a girl caught up in so many responsibilities. I'm tired. I'm terrified. I want it all to stop. Um, yeah, yeah. She's going through a lot right now. Like this is a lot. This is a lot to take in. No matter how much I cry, though, this new reality won't magically change for me. I'm still Celeste. And I'm still the Saintess. The sooner I accept my fate and put my energy into the few things I can still change, the better. With renewed purpose, I get up and start walking back to my room. Screw the ball. I'm not going back to there, only to be ridiculed further. Sorry. I don't want the whole Imperial Court to continue watching how terrible I am at being Nobulator. Okay, actually, I was wrong. That thing I was going to take care of in 30 minutes, I need to go take care of now. I apologize. Go. The cats are doing something. I gotta go deal with it. Shoot. Very, very sorry about that. Rain. Okay. Back to story time. Okay. I don't want the whole Imperial Court to continue watching how terrible I am at being a noble lady. If I had more time before the quest, I would take lessons to get better at etiquette. However, with the way the situation has unfolded, I'll have to focus only on improving my archery and horseback riding skills. Besides, the future of the Empire doesn't depend on me knowing which fork to use for salad, though it certainly does hang on me using the golden bow properly. I'm walking down the corridor towards the apartment where my family is staying when I hear someone running behind me. Celeste! Levi calls me by my first name, like he always does when it's just him and Celeste. Something the two of them agreed to do when they were younger. Levi stops before me. He's about to confess his love. Again, right? Yeah. Levi stops before me and looks me up and down. Where have you been? I didn't notice when you left the throne room. You're not supposed to go anywhere without me. Father's orders. I know, I just forgot. I realize I haven't been thinking about how Levi would feel if I suddenly disappeared. Yet again. I'm not concerned about failing to follow his orders. I'm genuinely worried about you. He blushes and looks away. My heartbeat quickens. Why though? Celeste has no romantic feelings towards Levi, but do I? Yeah, I always did kind of feel bad for Levi. He's like, I love Celeste. And Celeste is like, nah, I'm good. And it's like, oh, poor honey. I must admit he's very handsome and kind, and he's my favorite character from the book. Am I that much of a simp? I let out a long sigh. Levi looks back at me with a worried expression, then he looks me up and down again. You're all right, are you not? He focuses on my face and frowns. You've been crying. You must notice my smudged makeup. No, I haven't. I'm fine. Or I was, but I feel better now. We'll go with that. We'll be honest. We'll be truthful. Levi deserves to hear the truth. What made you cry? When I see the sincere worry on Levi's face, I want to tell him the truth. I'm just overwhelmed by suddenly becoming this, by having to carry the burden of saving the whole empire. I look down, tears welling up in my eyes again. Celeste. I look back up to see Levi staring back at me with love and adoration. It hurts being on the receiving end of such feelings, knowing that they aren't really for me. No matter what happens, know that I'll always stay by your side. I'm sorry to drag you into this quest with me. He would have been caught up in this mess anyway if he were the saint, but now he's coming along anyway as Celeste's knight. What if Levi dies protected me? My heart feels heavy. I must do my best to get as strong as possible. Don't say that. I swore to always protect you, did I not? Back when I became your knight, remember? I recall Celeste's memory of that time. They were both 14 back then, and Levi took a knee in front of her and swore he would protect her until death did them part, which unfortunately, in the original novel, Celeste died first. Whoops. He made his vow with such sincerity and fervor. Yet I'm not the one whom he swore to always stay beside. That person was Celeste, so he should be free of the oath since Celeste is kind of dead. Can't tell him the truth though. On the spur of a moment, I gesture towards Levi. Lean down, please. You're too tall. Too tall for what? Levi gives a puzzled look, but complies with my request. We give him a kiss. I press up on my toes and kiss him on the cheek, not as Celeste, but as Celine, because I genuinely feel grateful to him and don't know how else to express myself right now. I do feel like this is a little bad if, like, you don't know your feelings yet.
Celeste?
Levi blushes a deep red and gets flustered. Only when I lean back and smile at him do I realize I shouldn't be doing something so intimate to a man who loves a woman who once inhabited the body. I might be sending him the wrong message. A little bit. Just a little bit. Especially after our earlier conversation.
I'm sorry. I just...
Don't be sorry.
Levi is not my least favorite, but he's in third place. Elijah comes after him.
I just wanted to express my gratitude.
I let out a sigh.
You always do your very best to protect me. Thank you, Levi.
You're welcome, but it's my job to take care of you.
I know you're not doing it just because it's your job.
He's like, I know you're very much in love with me and I've ignored it. Levi gives me a startled look. I turn around and start walking towards my room before he can reply. Let's go, Levi. We need to rest. Training starts tomorrow. And that is where the original demo ended. So now we're on to the new stuff. It's only taken me quite a bit of time. I move slowly. Okay, now we're on to the extended demo past the original demo. So theoretically, I think there's another hour of new content, and that covers the demo up to Steam Next Fest. And the portion that was released as part of the Steam Next Fest. And then with the Kickstarter being launched, that added another 30 minutes. So theoretically, we got another hour and a half. Are we going to finish it tonight? No. There will be another night. I'll have to see how it goes, because unfortunately, I stream tomorrow, which is still a maybe. I need to play Call of Boba. And then Sunday is when I'm planning to stream after that. That is Ragnarok Online. The 25th, so Tuesday, usually my Otome nights. 25th, Final Fantasy 14 has a patch, which I might actually stream in the morning that day to play all the patch stuff. And then the 27th, Thursday, is Stardew. Should be Stardew. And then that weekend will either be an RPG of some kind or an MMO. And then I really need to do, I got a key mailer key for a BL game. I think it's Invis Menadre, which I need to play April 1st. It was April Fool's. That's gonna be fun. So the next time I play this game is probably not, maybe the soonest is like April 8th. And the only thing I have with hesitation on that is it's really gonna depend on how. So how long is the Kickstarter? The Kickstarter runs for 31 days. Can't do math. So the 19th around of April, something like that. I think we'll finish the demo before the Kickstarter ends. Hopefully. The next day, I begin training with the Golden Bow on the palace training grounds. Much as I expected due to its elaborate design, the bow proves difficult to use. I send arrow after arrow flying at targets, but I only hit once out of every 10 times. Not only are my bow skills rusty, but the weapon isn't cooperating. Finally, too frustrated to continue, I give up. I'll try again tomorrow. Like, hey, those amazing bow skills I'm supposed to have, non-existent. We're gonna die. I make my way to my room with Levi following behind me. This is a suicide mission, and we're not going to come back to Solus alive. Who is saying this? Is this the prince? No, the prince we kind of talked off an edge. Please, Noah, don't. Oh, okay, it is Noah. Don't say such things in public. What if someone hears you? At the end of the corridor, two people stand to the side talking. The one who said something about a suicide mission is Noah. After our conversation in the garden the other day, his words don't shock me. What does surprise me, though, is that he's openly talking about his feelings with someone else. Oh, hey, who is this? I hide behind a pillar and take a peek at the other person. The dark-skinned knight with her hair in buns must be Tariq, Noah's right hand and leader of the palace guards. Is Tariq going to come with us on our mission? She's wearing armor with the Locaria Empire royal insignia on her chest, characteristic of the guards. The leader of the mission should believe in the quest's success. You can't be heard doubting our ability to defeat the Demon Queen. It's just, I have a really bad feeling about Mother's request, Tariq. Why is she pushing us to go on to the Demon Queen's castle so soon? Why can't we wait a few months until everyone feels ready and has practice fighting as a team? Can't go against Empress orders, you know that. She said her reason for the rush is that the demon army keeps getting closer and closer to the capital. Yet the fiends are at least 3 weeks' journey away from Solus on horseback, and they haven't made any significant movements towards us in at least a decade. We've got time. The Empress seems to have a different opinion on the matter. The Empress is trying to kill Noah. I just don't trust her. Noah, watch what you say. What if... Suddenly she turns around and unsheathes her sword. Who's there? She's noticed me. Step out. I'm gonna be true. I'm gonna be honest, and we're gonna say hi. Step out and reveal yourself. I step out from behind the pillar, revealing myself. Oh, if it isn't the Saintess, welcome. Hello. How much of our conversation did you overhear? All of it. I told you, Your Grace, you should be more careful. Sorry for eavesdropping, I was just curious. The excuse is a sad one, but it's the truth. Noah takes a step closer to me. Oh, you were curious about me? A teeny tiny bit, sir. You are a prince. I arch my eyebrows, unsure of what he means. I didn't say. He leans in closer to me, his face level with mine. He has his signature smirk on his face. I didn't know you were interested in me, Celeste. I finally understand what he's suggesting. He's flirting with me. I am happy to flirt back, guys. I want to flirt back. I don't think I'm going to get the flirt back, though. That's not what I meant. I'm very pleased to win your attention. If you want to know more about me, how about we get together for tea? He really is hitting on me. I feel embarrassed, unsure of how to respond. I'm not... Would tomorrow afternoon be okay for you? Not that he's letting me get a word in edgewise anyway. Anger rises in my heart. I'm not interested in you. I take a few steps back, put in distance between us again. Noah chuckles. He's a princey guy doing the princey things. He's like, oh, I'm gonna mess with you so much. I let out a frustrated huff. I don't appreciate you flirting with me. Is that what I'm doing? You clearly are. The other day he wanted to kill me, and today he's playing with me. What a frustrating guy. I'm leaving. I rush towards my rooms, my footsteps heavy. I feel furious at Noah for clearly making fun of me. Levi falls behind me like my shadow. I'm kind of surprised Levi didn't step in or say anything. I mean, it is the Prince of the Empire, but I'm kind of surprised Levi is handling someone flirting with his, you know, the girl he loves. Kind of surprised he handled that quietly. I guess at the end of the day, if Celeste wanted to date someone, Levi wouldn't stop her. Kind of feel bad for him in that regards. I spend the next few days training with the golden bow. I increase my accuracy rate, but I'm still struggling to wield the weapon. Oh, it's Elijah. In the afternoon, Elijah approaches me. How's the training going? Not great. Should I be honest with him? I hesitate, but I know I'll need his help to access the bow's magic. Honestly, I just noticed her eyes match his hair. Honestly, the training's not going great. I feel like the bow is fighting me for control. The bow is supposed to be semi-sentient. It may very well be that it hasn't yet fully accepted you. Hasn't fully accepted me? What should I do to make the artifact approve of me? Unfortunately, I don't know. Training will continue to be a struggle, won't it? Like, oh, you are not very helpful, Elijah. Isn't this like your whole religion that you're a priest of, a high priest of? Didn't you know more about it? I wanted to ask you something ever since I was chosen as the Saintess. You're the high priest, so you know a lot about holy magic, is that right? As much as a human possibly can, I'm the strongest light magic user in the Empire. Ah, that's right. I remember that part from the book. Everyone thought Elijah would become the saint, but on his 18th birthday, he didn't get chosen. The previous high priest abdicated at that time and passed on the role to Elijah. That's how Elijah came to have such a high position at such a young age. The novel also said Elijah's light magic is abnormally strong. Could you teach me about light magic? Sure, but you have no magic of your own. You know that, right? I nod. Celeste was never a magic user, and that fact didn't change when I took over her body. But I have to defeat the Demon Queen with the Golden Bow's magic, right? So is there a way for me to access it? Ah, yes. Artifacts like the Golden Bow do carry their own magic. You don't have to have a magical affinity of your own to use their power. Although already being trained... I feel like this reads weird. Although already being trained in wielding magic would help you understand more easily how the bow's magic is used. Still, I can at least explain the basics to you, and then with practice, I'm sure you'll catch on. What if I don't understand what he tries to teach me? Will we be doomed to fail then? I swallow hard. I'm afraid I'll be a magical failure. No, gloomy thoughts won't help make anything better. I need to focus on what Elijah can teach me and do my best to understand the Golden Bow's power. Please teach me what you know about using an artifact's holy magic. Sure. Elijah moves behind me, touching the hand I'm using to aim the golden bow. Close your eyes. I'll pour some of my light magic into you so that you can understand how magic flows through the human body. To access the Golden Bow's magic, you have to pull some of that magic towards you and let it enter your body. Be open to it. Don't struggle against the power. Close my eyes like Elijah commands. I feel his grip on my hand growing firmer. I bet we're about to get a CG. He's standing behind me, his chest pressed against my back so I can feel the heat of his body touching mine. The contact is quite intimate and makes my cheeks flush with embarrassment. Then I feel Elijah's magic enter my body. It's a gentle stream, not as strong as when he examined me for injuries a few days ago. Still, I can feel the magic coursing through my veins. Focus on the flow of the magic. Relax against Elijah. We're gonna flirt. It's an Otome game. We must flirt with everyone. Feeling is so comforting that my body relaxes against Elijah's, leaning back against him more. Ah, so cozy. It sounds very cozy. I'm all for it. I hear a chuckle behind me and Elijah lets go of my hand, taking a step back. Oh, what? No CG? No lean back into him CG? No, don't take that pleasant feeling away from me. The loss is so poignant. I almost want to throw myself in Elijah's arms to feel his closeness again. It's like his presence and magic have filled a hole in my soul that I didn't even know was there. Now that the feeling of completeness is gone again, I'm devastated. You're quite susceptible to light magic, I must say. Elijah's flirty tone and the smirk on his lips make me snap out of my thoughts. I blush a deep red. I realize I wanted... What exactly did I want just now? To throw myself at him? I barely know him, and it was only his magic making me feel drawn to him, right? No, girl. You wanted to fuck him. You wanted to jump him. Let's go. My sudden yearning for Elijah had nothing to do with how handsome he is, or how much I like the sound of his voice, or the fact that he's been very kind to me so far. Stupid hormones. I didn't know that a little bit of magic could make me get all flustered over a man. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, I quite enjoy your reactions, Mr. Flirty Priest, who is not supposed to marry outside the priesthood. Or, I guess, outside the church. I guess he could marry a lady from the church. Or a man from the church. The fact that he likes how attracted I am to him, or his magic, makes the situation even worse. I want to hide under a rock. Did you notice how my magic flowed through your body? I did notice. I noticed too much, even. Yes, I did. You must convince the Golden Bow to let you access its magic. Then pull the power towards yourself and let it course through your body. Only by doing so will you be able to aim that magic with your arrow and strike the Demon Queen when the time comes. I use my staff as a way to store more magic. Even though I have magic of my own within my body, I can only use more powerful spells with the staff's help. It's like what you must do with the bow. I draw the magic of my staff into my body so I can raise its power as bolts of light. The human body is a conduit for an artifact's magic. I nod, trying my best to comprehend what Elijah is explaining. I'll try it out. Great. Let me know if you have any more questions. I have to return to my office. You can find me there whenever you need me. I quite enjoyed our meeting today. Oh, I'm sure he did. So embarrassing. After Elijah leaves, I return to practice in archery. I try to pull the bow's magic towards me like he instructed. But I can't replicate what the High Priest did. Even so, I keep trying. There's too much at stake for me to give up so easily. The bow wants us to fall in love. Okay? We need to fall in love and then we can access the magic. Okay, that's enough for today. I can't overdo it or else I won't have the strength to try tomorrow. I do a few stretches, grab my bow, and make my way back to my room. So is the Duke going to go with us on the journey too? Like, how is the Duke involved in the story when he's a DLC character? I need to know. Hear the most about the Duke. Oh, in the palace corridor, I run into someone I hadn't expected to meet again. I feel like I should begin to meet the Duke again. We had some time with Levi. I guess that's still in the previous version of the demo, but like we've talked to Noah, we've talked to Elijah. I feel like it's George's turn. Come on. Yay! It's George's turn. Greetings, Lady Celeste. George nods at me, putting a hand over his heart. And he has a little winter snowflake symbol on him, so he is a northern duke of the cold, wintry north. Very tropey. I'm all for it. And he has dark hair. It's not black, it's brown, but it's dark. I make my best attempt at a curtsy. Your Grace. George looks me up and down. His eyes show concern. He's like, your curtsy is so fucking terrible. Are you doing okay? Yes, I am. You ran off from the ball the other night and never returned. Ah, it's true that I embarrassed myself by running away from George and Penelope in the middle of our conversation. I was about to have an anxiety attack, so I needed to get away, but after I met Noah in the gardens and cried my eyes out, I was too tired to rejoin the party. I didn't want to be amongst people anymore, especially nobles who were just waiting for me to make a blunder. Like, tee-hee, I ran away, I'm sorry. I've been worried for you. Oh, now that was unexpected. Why would George worry about me? We barely know each other. I've really been okay. I get the feeling he doesn't buy my words. Walk with me in the gardens? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to get to know one of the most important people in the Lokari Empire better. Okay. We walk for a while in silence until we reach the less frequented part of the gardens. I've been meaning to ask you about something, but the dining table during a ball didn't seem like the right place. Didn't you tell me more about the demon that attacked you? Yes, of course. It was an imp, if I recognized it correctly. It was a small flying creature with a scorpion's tail, long horns, and sharp claws. I honestly don't remember. Maybe. Yes, that's right. It had a reddish-gray skin and red wings with some symbols tattooed on them. They come in various colors. Do they? Yes, imps are plenty at the warfront. They have a cruel nature, seeking to play with their victims rather than outright kill them like other monstrosities. Though they're relatively easy to kill with magic or arrows, if one can keep up with their swift movements. They know how to dodge attacks well. Demons are more intelligent than humans give them credit for. Okay, so his dukedom must be close to the front line, and they're fighting off the demons. Okay, and I guess that's probably how he's going to be attached to the story, even though he's DLC, because we're probably going to go in his domain as part of get into the area to the Demon Queen, I'm guessing. You know a lot about demons. I'm not sure how much you know about me. I used to be the general of the Lokari Empire's army, and I fought on the warfront for years. Oh, okay, maybe I was wrong. The general? Yes, the highest ranking officer in the field. But aren't you very young to hold such an important position? George chuckles. I'm momentarily stunned when I see his beautiful, carefree smile. You're one to judge. Celeste just turned 18 this year. I was 3 years older when I died. Yeah, you're right. I'm 26. Oh! That's a significant age gap. Like 8 years. In a fantasy setting, I'm all for age gaps. In real life, I'm like, that's a significant difference, especially for someone who just turned 18. But I do like the older gentlemen, the older guys. I'm all here for it. Oh, then you're not that much older than me. No. That's 8 years older. Math. 8. I don't know. The difference between an 18-year-old and a 26-year-old is fairly significant. Okay. George agrees with me. The age gap is... You think 8 years is not much? In this world where there are bigger age gaps between couples in arranged marriages... Wait, why am I thinking about George as a love interest? He isn't asking me this question for me to consider him romantically. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Girl, come on. He is the DLC route. I know you don't know that. It depends on why you're asking. I suppose you're right. It's just that I feel older than my age. The years I spent on the battlefield took a toll on me. Could you tell me more about the war? Sure, what would you like to know? The war has been going on for a few decades now. Is it really impossible to win without the Saint? We've encountered the Demon Queen herself on numerous occasions, but we couldn't kill her with weapons or magic. Even light magic wielded by powerful priests couldn't breach her defenses. There's a dark aura shield around her that deflects all incoming attacks. Nothing has been able to get through so far. And she keeps the demon army very well organized. They obey her commands even at the cost of their lives. Since demons value their own lives so little, they fight viciously into the death. They're a difficult opponent to face. You've really seen the Demon Queen? Yes, though she can change her form. One moment, she's a beautiful woman. The next, she's a horrifying monstrosity. See. After making a circle around the gardens, we returned to the corridor. I'll have to make my way back to the palace now. Duty calls. Oh, I'm sorry for taking up so much of your time. No, I wanted to talk to you. I need a break sometimes too. If you ever have more questions about the war or the Demon Queen, don't hesitate to ask me whenever we have the opportunity to talk. I'd love to learn more about your role as a general too. Really? Ah, it's nice of you to be so interested in me. I may or may not answer you though, depending on the question. George clearly has his secrets, and I don't feel like I can pressure him for answers. He's already shared some useful information with BGA anyway. Yeah, he does seem like to have like a significant amount of knowledge that would be useful for our quest to survive, potentially. Okay, thank you for talking to me. It was a pleasure. And Lady Celeste, I know you carry a heavy burden now, having the responsibility of the Saintess on your shoulders, but don't be so hard on yourself. You're trying your best. I thank you. We say our goodbyes and part ways. I found George very intimidating at first, considering his high position in the noble society, but he's actually a kind man, isn't he? As I return to my room, I'm again faced with an unexpected encounter. Oh, it's the prince again. Celeste, fancy running into you again. We're close to our rooms, right? As I return to my room, yeah, we're close to our room, of course. I fear I can't say the same, Your Grace. Like, oh. Here I was, waiting for the opportunity to apologize to you. Apologize? Quite unexpected of me, isn't it? Well, I'm glad you finally changed your mind about teasing me, Your Grace. About teasing you? You mean the way I'm keeping you on your toes? We both know that's quite entertaining for both of us. No way. But no, I wanted to say sorry about the other day in the garden. I was overly dramatic. Aren't you always? You could say that. Still, we can certainly agree that putting a sword to your throat is on another level than our usual conversations, or even the way I act towards a mother. Should I give you two some privacy? You don't have to, Tariq. I don't think I properly introduced you to Celeste. She's the head of the palace guards, isn't she? That's not what I meant. Tariq is also like a mother to me. Been my personal guard since I was little, before I promoted her to be my right hand, the person who keeps order in the palace on my behalf. She's a very important person to me. My link to my Durendi legacy. It always warms my heart when you speak so highly of me. How could I not? You've always supported me, even when I had nobody to rely on. Your father, the late Emperor Consort, died when you were young, right? Since the Empress didn't have a good relationship with Noah, he had no other person he could call family. Not surprising that he came to treat Tariq, his personal guard, as family. I already knew that much from the book, but seeing Noah admit of his love for Tariq still warms my heart. There's more to Noah than just annoyingly flirting with me, that's for sure. Noah seems like he's gonna have a very sweet route. Yes, my father died when I was 6. I can't say I even remember his face that well. Not for the family portraits, I would have already forgotten the way he looked. Every day, when I stare in the mirror, I only see my mother's features, her face, her hair color, the way we smile. They're all the same. The only thing I inherited from my father is the color of my eyes and my slightly darker complexion. Noah glances at Tariq. Sometimes I wish I could have more proof of my southern legacy than just skin that looks tanned and eye color unusual for the Lokari. Tariq's expression turns sad. She looks at Noah with both love and pity in her eyes. I too feel when Noah said deeply. I too feel what Noah said deeply. I read that completely wrong. Of course he wants to know more about his father's side of the family, about his roots. It's not easy to be a person of mixed race, especially without a family who can teach you about your culture. I'm glad Tariq was there for you, Your Grace. So am I. That's why, Celeste, I may sometimes be overly dramatic, flamboyant even. It's the way I deal with the world. But that doesn't mean I'm not sincere when I apologize to you. I really am sorry for the other day. I didn't mean to scare you. Well, then maybe don't pull your sword out on me. I don't know. Just saying. It's okay. I'm not that mad about it anymore. But you are still a little angry, slightly. Slightly. A little. Very well, I can accept that. I often find that anger is a great source of motivation to drive one forward. I hope you will use that energy well. Just don't go overboard with being mad at me. I wouldn't want your anger to turn into resentment. All right. Noah and Tariq escort me to my family's apartment where we say our goodbyes. The more I learn about Noah, the more I realize how human he is. He's a multifaceted individual, not just a character in a story, but a real person. We're all real people. I mustn't forget that fact. Oh, it's our sister, our cute Twinkie. We're Twinkies. Is your training going well? In the evening, Eurydice comes by my room. I'm happy to have her company. Eurydice has always been a ray of sunshine in Celeste's life. I'm glad the two of them have such a good relationship. I feel like an imposter by pretending to be Celeste in front of her twin sister. She hasn't figured out I'm someone else yet, though, so I'll continue acting for as long as I can. Not really. I let out a long sigh and tell Eurydice about my training. I don't understand what the High Priest means about accessing the Golden Bow's magic. Every time I try to think about the artifact letting me share in some godly power, nothing happens. It's frustrating. Elijah showed me how it can feel to receive the magic, but I can't reproduce the result. I have no affinity for magic. I don't understand what to do. Don't pressure yourself so much. It's only been a few hours since we even found out how light magic is used. You're right. I should be more patient. I'm just annoyed because the golden bow is so clunky in its design that aim in is hard as well. I glare at the offended object, which rests next to my bed. It's like the golden bow has actively resisted me. I don't think that's possible. You're wrong. That thing is sentient. It is a menace. Elijah said the bow is semi-sentient. Well, it did have the will to choose its saint. I always thought choosing was all it could do, though, except for killing the Demon Queen and acting as a normal weapon. The golden bow is a mystery, that's for sure. It would be hilarious if the golden bow turned into a guy that ended up being a secret route. Just saying. I let out a long sigh. You should take some time off to relax. Can't, not when I know I have so little time to train. You're not going to be any good at learning how to wield that bow if you just train constantly. The human body and mind have to take breaks from time to time. I know what we should do. Lady Penelope. Not Lady Penelope. No. No, this is a terrible idea. What are you doing, Eurydice? You know we have no etiquette. Lady Penelope is organizing a tea party in the royal gardens in 3 days. Who is Lady Penelope? She's that bitch from dinner. The Duchess of Ventus? I look through Celeste's memories, but come up with no information about the Duchess or Ventus. I have no idea whom you're talking about. You sat next to her during the last ball. Myself going pale, then red. Duchess Penelope was the one who wanted me to embarrass myself further during dinner. That's not a good idea. I don't want to go to her tea party. No, definitely not. The Duchy of Ventus is known for its lavender fields and beautiful gardens. They also make the best honey in the Empire. Now that you're the Saintess, the Duchess has... Yes, this is not the reason why. This is not the reason why. Now that you're the Saintess, the Duchess invited us to her tea party. Many other important people will be there too. It is a trap. It is 100% a trap. The Duchess invited us to make fun of us. Come on, Eurydice. You know this. You know this. All the more reason why I shouldn't go. Please, words. Please, Lady Letitia asked me to convince you to come. Duchess Letitia is a friend of Eurydice. Her family, I know. They own vast fields, and the people working for them produce the majority of grain in the Empire. Letitia is kind and compassionate. She took Eurydice into her entourage 2 years ago, elevating Eurydice's status in society. Celeste feels indebted to the Duchess. But I don't. I have no desire to go to Lady Penelope's tea party and further embarrass myself. Lady Letitia said that now that you have such a high standing in society, you should take part in the politics of the Empire more often, Celeste. No, this is a terrible idea. You're going on the quest now, but once you return home, you will still be the Saintess. Joke's on you, we're gonna die. You have the chance to be very influential if you use your opportunities correctly. Something bad will happen with myself and Lady Letitia around. Okay, that's kind of fair. Kind of fair. Don't you make me regret this. Please, Celeste. When Eurydice begs me like this, I find her pleas hard to refuse. I don't want to go, but she has a point. I am planning to survive the mission. The fact means I'll have a future life beyond just fighting against the Demon Queen. How are we going to survive this? How are we going to survive the Demon Queen? Let's just be real honest. We haven't even, like, talked to anyone about how to survive a Demon Queen. We know in the book, Levi, he dies in the process. So, what's our plan? What's our plan? I will return to the palace, and then I'll have to hone my etiquette skills. I don't want to end up an important player in the politics of the Empire, but I also don't want to become an embarrassment to both myself and my sister. Alright, I'll go. With a heavy heart, I agree to Eurydice's request. Really? Yes, really. Don't ask me again, or I might change my mind. Eurydice grabs my hand and jumps up and down, squealing. Now you're the one not acting like a noble lady. Oh, come on. Don't pretend like you care about acting prim and proper now. Thank you, Celeste. I have a bad feeling about the tea party. Now that I've agreed to go, though, I'll have to keep my word and do so no matter what. I'm going to regret this. The next day, I'm returning from training when I witness a commotion in front of the doors to the throne room. People dressed in rags and with burns on their bodies and badly bandaged wounds push against the guards who stand between the crowd and the entrance to the Grand Hall. Stop pushing. We need to see the Empress. Please, let us through. Mom, I'm so hungry. Is the Empire starving? Starving? Hush, love. I'll get you some food soon. I turn around to look at Levi. Any idea what's going on here? No, but it might be worth asking about if you wish. I'll keep you safe. I nod. I want to find out what's wrong and how I can help. I approach the crowd from behind and tap one of the men on the shoulder. He turns around and gives me a desperate look. My lady, please help us. What's happening? Who are you? We're refugees from Barwood, a town that was a mere hour's ride from the front lines. But 2 months ago, the demons reached our homes. They burned our beloved town to the ground. Yes, it's as my wife says, Barwood is nothing but ash and ruin now. We took our families and walked all the way to the capital on foot to seek the help of our benevolent ruler, but our benevolent ruler doesn't even want to see us. I look past them to see the throng of refugees crowding around the guards, pressing closer to the throne room entrance. How long have you been waiting for an audience? Since morning. That's really not that long, if we're going to be honest, okay? We've run out of supplies and money. We're hungry. I wouldn't call the Empress a kind ruler, so I'm not shocked that she doesn't give a damn about the refugees. If she hasn't wanted to see them since the morning, I doubt she ever will. I have no idea how to break the news to the couple. They're looking at me with such expectancy. I want to help them. No, I will help them. Levi, can you run to the kitchen and bring water and some bread and butter for the refugees? If the kitchen staff don't want to cooperate, tell them the Saintess sent you. I'll go talk to Prince Noah. Maybe he can help or at least tell me what else we can do for the refugees. Yes, my lady. Levi bows to me and runs off. You're the Saintess, my lady? The Saintess! What I see in the eyes of the crowd now is reverence, and the emotion scares me. I'm just me, Celeste. I don't feel like a holy person. Still, I suddenly understand what the Saintess means to the common folk. The people step closer, extending their arms to grab me. I grow afraid. Levi's not with me. I gotta go. I'll be back with help soon. I turn around and bolt away from the crowd, running as quickly as my feet can carry me. The Saintess means so many different things to different people. A savior, a noble of high standing, a perfect archer. Yet why do I feel like none of those titles suit me? Still, I want to help the refugees, so I run to Noah's office. Noah's secretary leads me into the office where the prince is meeting with Tariq. Lady Celeste Aquarius, Saintess of the Golden Bow. I curtsy quickly and sloppily. Noah's office is spacious with a large green rug in the middle and several pieces of expensive-looking artwork on the walls. I'm not interested in the decor right now, though. Oh, if it isn't the Saintess. You look radiant today. Must be. Don't start now, Noah. Noah drops his usual smirk, sensing that I'm serious. What's going on? I met a group of refugees from Barwood in front of the throne room. They have been waiting for an audience with the Empress since morning. They're thirsty, hungry, and have festering, badly attended wounds. There are men, women, and small children there, whole families who have run here from the battlefront. Yet the Empress doesn't want to see them. Please help Noah. Noah gives me a long look, his expression angry. Even from my mother, this sort of behavior is too much. I agree with him, but it's not my place to say anything. Thank you for bringing the matter to my attention. I'll do anything in my power to help them. I'll find the refugees new homes in the capital, and I'll make sure they're fed. Thank you, Noah. What is the palace guard doing when there are so many people in need here? The guard is protecting the entrance to the throne room. I'll have to have a word with William. Clearly, the Empress doesn't want to deal with the refugees. Celeste, could I ask you a favor? What is it? Can you go by the priest's office and summon a healer or two who can tend to the refugees? I would send one of my own people, but I'm not sure who's on the side of the Empress and who's loyal to me anymore. I think the matter of the refugees should be taken care of quietly behind my mother's back. Tariq will help me arrange accommodations and food for the refugees, but I would like them to be healed. I don't trust anybody else not to blabber about what we're doing. Of course, I can go to the church wing and talk to the priests. I'm sure they'll be happy to help once they're aware of the matter. I nod, say my goodbyes, and leave the office. Okay. Let me save. So, this is where we are going to end for the night, because it's getting late, and also reading a visual novel is a lot of talking and yapping, and so, let us go raid a person and have fun. So who are we going to raid? So first we're going to see if there's anyone playing this game. Possibly. There is no one playing this game, unfortunately, so we are going to have to find someone else to go raid and have. And then that's a lot of options. There are so many options. There are so many people on right now. Bop, 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 and everyone's playing. Ooh, what would be a good game to raid? Bop, 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 bop. Da 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 da. Mm, 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 mm. We're having story time, so maybe not a shooter, but a story. Pop, 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 pop. There's so many fucking choices, guys. I'm kind of overwhelmed. Just a teeny tiny bit with all the choices. No. Oh, you know what? This isn't a story, but Kippy is playing. Oh, they're testing their OBS with Rahi too. So they're not gonna be a long. Oh. Not gonna read them. Let's see. So many choices, so many options. I don't know. Ads are gonna start in 4 minutes, so I need to pick someone before ads start. Okay. Focusing up. Focusing up. Yeah, I'm trying to pick someone. Let's see. Let's do. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go with Mixie. Where I see Mixie? I saw Mixie a second ago. Is Mixie gone? Where did they go? I saw them 5 seconds ago. Okay. There they are. Okay, Mixie is playing Hollow Knight, which is not similar to Vision Novel at all, but let's go give Mixie some love. If you can come along for the raid, I would appreciate it. If you can't, I do understand. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I hope you have an awesome, awesome week, and I hope to see you next time. If you'd love to come back, I would very much appreciate it. Tomorrow is Call of Boba. Okay, let's go raid and have some fun, guys.